Microphone test, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic 1, check again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I saw February 6th as a scheduled game, but they actually scheduled a game on Super Bowl Sunday, but they did not.
Live.
Buffalo State is actually in the city of
Yes,
Buffalo.
that's why it's
He's in Amherst.
Mommy's here. I'm gonna tell her. Hey, Daddy! Hey, Daddy!
Also, where would we put it today anyway? Where would we put it if we had, even if we had double on, there's no put it.
We're at the Northtown Center at Amherst for a Friday night hockey game, a UNY CHL matchup between the UB Bulls and the Buffalo State Bengals. Welcome to the Ivy League pregame show presented by Ivy League Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years on Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore. If you're traveling to Canada, Ivy League has PCR COVID tests available with a quick 1-hour turnaround. IvyLeaguePharmacy.com. Alongside Sean McHugh, I'm Aaron Elpern, getting you ready for the Bengals and Bulls. And as they get the audio working here in the arena, Sean, the Bengals are coming into this game off of 2 solid performances in as many weeks.
Absolutely, starting with a win over the Alfred State Pioneers of a score of 7-2. The key to success for that game was a relentless forecheck and pressure on the defensemen. And then the Bengals decided they liked the score 7 so much, they do it again against Canisius, where A.J. White and Anthony Kowalski shared a shutout in net. We got 2 goals from Cole Newman in the win against Canisius, his 2nd game in a row with 2, and only a great Canisius goaltending kept it as low as a 7-goal game.
That actually made it the 4th straight win for the Bengals over Canisius and moved Buffalo State to 2-0 on the early season in the UNY CHL West Division. This weekend, we have a divisional game tomorrow against Penn State Barron College. That's the only one that will have any implications for the UNY CHL playoff standings. Tonight's cross-divisional game, meanwhile, will have implications for national rankings. UB has already played a difficult schedule already. Both of these schools are expected to have solid records by the end of the season, so 2 points tonight should have some big picture value for either team.
Absolutely, and these two rivals always have spirited contests between each other as they are crosstown rivals. They've met 7 times in the history of the current version of Buffalo State Club hockey. Bengals did win the 2 most recent meetings in the COVID-19 altered season by a score of 4-3 and 6-3. But before that, the Bulls had been dominant in this matchup, won all 5 of the first matchups between the 2 of them with a combined score of 44-16.
The 2 Buff State wins in the most recent games were satisfying for the team, but I know the Bengals are looking to validate those wins this evening, as UB is the reigning UNY CHL champions. There was no league play last year. It was 2 years ago in February of 2020 that the Bulls defeated Binghamton in the UNY CHL finals in Rochester. The Bulls were also at the CHF Federation Cup afterward. Like the Bengals, they went 2-1 in Philadelphia, beating Stockton and Penn State Harrisburg. But like Buff State, they lost to an Empire school, Bulls losing to Farmingdale, while it was Fairfield that defeated the Bengals.
Absolutely, and the Bulls also took part in the UNY CHL Empire Conference Showcase last week in Binghamton, where Farmingdale and Fairfield were present as well. 3 very tough opponents for those Bulls. They did lose all 3 games, 10-2 to Quinnipiac, 4-2 to Farmingdale, and then a lopsided 15-3 loss to Fairfield. Then a tough start to the year for the title holders. 4 straight losses now with a 10-4 defeat against the St. Bonaventure Bonnies right before the showcase. The Bulls are 1-4 overall, and they're looking to right the ship, and they'd love to do it against the rival in the city of Buffalo.
There has been an added game for the schedule for Buffalo State this year, actually an added game and a game that was moved. The game that's been added to the Buffalo State schedule for this season is a November 2nd home game against Niagara County Community College. That is a Thursday night, 9:30 start time for NCCC and Buff State. And there's no team the Bengals have faced more than NCCC in their 5 years of existence. This will be meeting number 11, with the Thunderwolves and Bengals splitting the previous 10 meetings. Meanwhile, another game on the schedule was moved to later in the season. There was supposed to be a Fredonia matchup here in October. That game will take place in February during the 2nd semester of play. Meanwhile, we are here at the Northtown Center at Amherst as we are just about 30 seconds away from the end of the warm-up period, getting ready for the UB Bulls and the Buffalo State Bengals as they renew their crosstown rivalry here. Early on in the UNY CHL schedule, this will be an important national type of event in terms of national ranking points and what is available as these teams try to set themselves up for the rest of the season and really try to position themselves for a solid UNY CHL schedule.
Excuse me.
Should be having player introductions here just in a moment, and then we're going to have national anthems here, and then we'll be underway here from the Northtown Center at Amherst, as this will be meeting number 8 in the history of the Buffalo State Bengal program, meeting up against UB. The Bengals have won the last 2 meetings in this matchup. but it was the previous 5 that went to UB. So we are now just awaiting puck drop here, as we're a little bit of a conversation going on between some of the Bulls players and some of the officials as both teams are gathering around their benches. Starting goaltenders tonight in net for the University of Buffalo will be number 30, Ryan O'Donnell. Getting the start in net for the Buff State Bengals again is A.J. White. The Starpoint High School product has started all 4 games for the Bengals so far this year. He has a 3-1 record with a 2.86 goals against and a .910 save percentage. A.J. White has been solid so far this season, as he's been getting almost all of the load in net so far, as Evan Kump still dealing with a lower body injury. Expect him to be dressing here in the coming games, but Kowalski again will be the backup tonight to A.J. White, and it will be the 5th start in a row for A.J. here tonight.
Absolutely, and it was good to see that we were able to get a look at Kowalski in the second half of the game against Canisius. A.J. White, I mean, Coach Turner even said, it was probably tough to pull A.J. White out of that game, having a shutout already, but it was important to the coaching staff, Coach Turner, Coach Krebs, and Coach Shevchak, that they did get a look at their young goaltender. And with no disrespect intended to anybody, if you're up huge in a score halfway through the game, and a game that they were pretty much dominating start to finish, what better time than then to get a look at the goaltender? No pressure, just go out and play.
Yeah, it was one of those things that had been talked about leading up to that game. If the Bengals ended up with a solid lead in that game, they would try to get Kowalski some action. And it appears we're now ready for the national anthem, and we head to ice level. Welcome to the Northtown Center at Amherst, as we are ready for game number 5 of the season for the Buffalo State Bengals, facing off against their crosstown rivals, the UB Bulls. Excited for tonight's matchup. Hello, my name's Aaron Elpern, joined by color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, and we are just moments away here from puck drop from the Northtown Center. And this should be an exciting matchup between these two teams. They've played a whole bunch of times in the recent years, and certainly there's some familiarity in that regard. And then when you look at the bigger picture in terms of where both of these schools expect to go this season, it's definitely a big game in terms of a measuring stick type of game as the season goes on.
Absolutely. This is a big game for a bunch of reasons. One, for league standings, most importantly, but also the heated rivalry that's developed between these two schools. We're underway right now. Let's see where the rivalry goes today.
Scrambled in the neutral zone as it comes across the ice and into the Buffalo State zone. Ryan Hahn going back there and picking it up in the far corner. Hahn goes hard off the boards. It gets past everyone and will go all the way back down into the UB end, and we'll have icing on the play. So our first whistle coming just 17 seconds into the action. And a reminder that support for Buffalo State Club hockey comes from Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Find them online, militello.com.
Got a face-off coming up to the right of A.J. White. Bengals looking to get out of their own end.
UB winning that draw, getting a quick shot in on goal. Cleared out of danger, though, quickly by the Buff State defenseman, and now they look to break it out. As the pass goes off the stick of Zach Schultz and then all the way into the UB zone. This puck here against the near boards. As UB finding possession of it there briefly. Big hit there in the neutral zone. Ryan Hahn driving his man into the boards. And he gives him another hit there for good measure just to make sure of it. This puck along the Buff State blue line. And it comes out to Anton Rupert, who's got some room up the left side. Gains the blue line and dumps it into the UB zone. O'Donnell setting it up there as UB starts their breakout up the near side. Pass chipped through the neutral zone, too far for its intended target. UB trying to get a change in here as it comes into the UB zone. Gallivan in there quickly, looking to put some pressure on the defenseman. Gallivan creating a loose puck, now looking to create something there. Turnaround, pass right quickly out in front of the net. Couldn't quite get a shot off, did the Bengals there on that play, but a quick opportunity to get it deep in the offensive zone.
Once again, we're seeing that relentless pressure by the wingers of Buff State going down on the opposing defenseman.
Matt Tulo taking a shot there for UB as he carried the puck into the offensive zone. Tulo is one of the stronger UB players here, and is certainly somebody that they will expect to be an offensive force here in this contest. Buff State winning the draw, and puck goes in behind the net. Buff State looks to start the breakout. Ryan Kelly with it through the middle of the ice. He's got some room to maneuver. All 5 UB players in the neutral zone there as they create a turnover, and Tulo comes back in the other direction. He's got Gallivan on him though as he circles the net, tries a wraparound shot. Looks like A.J. White got the pad right up against the post there and made that save, and holds on for a whistle, and we'll have a face-off coming up in the Buff State zone with 18-14 now remaining in first period play.
Tulo's a player the Bengals are definitely going to want to keep an eye on today. He's got a knack for putting the puck in the net right there. And right there, he was showing off some pretty good edge work, really good awareness of A.J. White to get to that far post, because Tulo was looking to stuff that thing in there. And if A.J. White was a second slower, that puck's in the back of the net.
See if UB continues to try that little bit of trap look that they had there. All 5 of their players were in the neutral zone as Buff State tried to break it out. Keep an eye on what they choose to do through the course of the action with their forecheck. So far, though, passive pressure is what they're looking to do. Loose puck in the neutral zone as it hits a skate. Ryan Miller over there getting that loose puck into the offensive zone. UB coming away with it now. It's going to be Dubinsky into the offensive zone. Dubinsky getting wide, trying to carry it in towards, and that gets it out in front. Shot right in on goal from Dylan Felser. Save made by White. Buff State now in transition. Ryan Miller with the backhand cross-corner dump. And Elliott Hunt's there with some pressure on. Creates a loose puck that comes out, shot quickly taken by Sardina. O'Donnell had to be quick and sharp on that one as it came right out to Sardina, and he quickly got it right in on goal. O'Donnell making the save and kicking it up and out of play, and he'll have a face-off coming up to his left.
Ryan O'Donnell was tested, big wake-up call right off the bat, a quick sneaky shot from Brett Sardina off the wall. He had to be quick, that puck was right at his skate. Sardina looking to catch it, maybe leaning one way or catch one off the skate for a rebound. Good awareness by the goaltender O'Donnell right there.
UB coming out with the puck after the face-off, 3-on-2 developing here at the blue line, but they just delayed a little bit too long in carrying it across the blue line. It was Jared Martyr making that extra move right there at the blue line, drawing his teammate off sides, and that will result in a face-off here in the neutral zone, just to the near side here, just to the right of our broadcast position. 17:25 now remaining in the first period.
Yep, absolutely, and yet Martyr clutched it just a little bit too long right there, and unfortunately drew his men off sides because they had a 3-on-2 going into the other end.
And it didn't look like there were any Buff State players that were in close pursuit back-checking, so that would have been a very clean 3-on-2 coming in, just a little bit too much delay there bringing it into the zone as Buff State then ices the puck, and now we'll have a face-off in the Buff State defensive zone with 17-13 remaining in the first.
We're about 3 minutes into this game, and it looks like the Bulls are at least coming out with a strategy. They're trying to clog the neutral zone to slow Buff State's headman speed from skating through the zone. Buff State's going to try to be looking to maybe hit some passes to gain the zone versus try to skate it through, because UB is almost like, I don't want to say daring them to do it, but they're basically saying, we're going to take away one of your greatest strengths, which is your speed. And they're doing a good job of it, but there's plenty of time to adjust. We're in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, not even 3 minutes in. 17:09 remaining in first period play as faceoff is in the defensive zone for the Buff State Bengals. Cole Newman winning that draw cleanly, something they did a lot last week, winning a lot of draws against Canisius. We'll see if that continues here in today's game against UB. They get it out of the zone and carry it through the center ice area. It's going to be Joe Lotempio taking it into the offensive zone. He rips a shot in on goal. Blocker save made by O'Donnell. Bengals keep the forecheck pressure on, though. Puck comes out to the point just too far for Ryan Kelly to reach, and he has to chase it back into his own zone. Sets up a D-to-D pass to Adam Brennan, and back to Kelly. Deflected by Schultz, but it doesn't get into the offensive zone. That allows the UB Bulls with a chance to counter. Bulls bringing it into the offensive end now with Husser. Husser with 2 men on him. Puck is pinned up against the near boards as two players from each side try to find possession. Comes back to the point. That shot's blocked before it gets through. Now the Bengals with a chance to turn. Schultz across the blue line, 3-on-2 developing here. Schultz looking for a pass, drops it into the slot. Shot taken there, went just wide as Cole Newman tried to get that shot off quickly as he had a man right in his hip pocket. Puck out into the neutral zone. Ben Gallivan settles it down and carries it into the offensive end. Gallivan with two men on him, rips that shot in on goal right off the shoulder of the goaltender. Gallivan has the rebound now. Gets it to Guerrera. Guerrera with two men on him, cycles it along behind the net. And a pass out in front. Guerrera with the shot right in on goal. Backhand by Gallivan. That one goes wide. Another opportunity as Guerrera's shot goes wide of the net, and then the net ends up coming off the moorings. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the UB zone with 15:45 now remaining in the first period. Still no score yet between the UB Bulls and the Buff State Bengals.
That was the best pressure we've seen from the Bengals all game so far. Michael Guerrera just bodied up on the boards right there and just shrugged off two Bulls and put the puck down low to Gallivan, created a great scoring chance. They're looking to do it again here.
Loose puck there in the slot, unable to get it to Guerrera. As now UB looking to break it through the neutral zone. The red line and dump it in. That allows them to make a change as they have one man in the offensive zone. As carrying it out of the offensive zone is Alex Hussey with some fancy stick work. Gets it up to Gallivan. Gallivan takes that shot. Blocker save made by O'Donnell, but it's the Bengals with the rebound again. Guerrera with possession of it, feeds it out into the slot. Rupert takes a shot and he beats the goaltender up high. Anton Rupert let that shot go. Might have been rolling a little bit, but that helped him get it over the shoulder of O'Donnell. The Bengals have the 1-0 lead.
Once again, the pressure by Gallivan and Guerrera working together on the boards down low created that opportunity. Gallivan, after that really, really nifty little spin break out by Hussey, Bengals begin to get pressured down low, and Guerrera, the big body that he is, and just the smooth, skilled skater Gallivan is, drew all the attention. Puck popped right out in front to Anton Rupert with a quick release on like a rolling puck through a screen. O'Donnell just had to drop down and hope the puck hit him, and Rupert got it right under the bar to give the Bengals the 1-0 lead.
Anton Rupert getting back into the lineup. He was out of the lineup last week, and he picks up his 4th goal of the season, giving the Bengals the 1-0 lead. They're looking to add to it as Brennan fires a shot in on net. That's steered into the corner by O'Donnell. Tulo with possession of it, tries to just feed it out of the zone. Bengals keeping it in. Only briefly lows. It comes out into the neutral zone where Hager had it for a moment into the offensive zone. Now the Bulls have an opportunity. That pass goes astray though, and breaking it out now are the Bengals, but keeping it in was the Bulls defenseman. Loose puck now here on the near wall. McFadden tries to get it out, can't get it past the UB defenseman as Braun keeps it in on the play. Now another loose puck. Driving it in towards the net and ripping that shot in on goal. Doesn't get through traffic. Vargas tried to take that shot. Just too many bodies in front as the Bengals were collapsing in front of their net. Adam Brennan with possession of it under his goal line. Stops and feeds the pass out to the far side where it's going to be Gosen trying to break it out. He's got two men on him and UB keeps it in, firing a shot in on goal. That one gets deflected before it gets to the goaltender, A.J. White. And UB with some lighter pressure now as they back out into the neutral zone, going basically 1-2-2 as their forechecking set here. Ryan Kelly carries it through that setup though and gets the shot in on goal from the blue line.
Kelly
with possession though, a big hit there in the far side by Ryan Miller. Go ahead, Sean.
Sorry about that, Aaron. Kelly absolutely shattered that press, literally inside, outside, and created a great shot on goal. So it looks like Ryan Kelly said, looks like he skated right into it and got through it that time. Maybe that'll back him off a little bit. Oh, here we go.
6 speed now through the neutral zone. Elliott Hunt gets wide on his man, feeds a pass out in front. Nobody there, and now a chance to carry it out of the zone, but can't get it past Ryan Hahn as the big defenseman makes a great play at the near point. Pass out in front. Sardina can't quite handle it. Elliott Hunt takes a hit there in the slot. As it comes back out to the near side, Ryan Miller has possession and a little bit of time. Miller then feeds it cross ice. He's got Sardina at the far hash mark. Sardina takes a hit, gets it back to the point. That shot goes wide into the corner. Sardina with possession of it again. UB taking it away, just trying to flip it out of the zone. It does manage to get into center ice where Jeff Hyde has it now. He's got a man right on him, but he manages to get away. No call as he's taken down. A 3-on-1 developing there, but a great play by Ryan Hahn as he got the stick in there to make the play on that pass. And now we're going to have a penalty coming up as there was a collision on the far boards. Looked like Ryan Miller got an arm up high as his helmet came up a little bit on that contact, and it is going to be a UB player heading to the box.
Yeah, Ryan Miller, I got an unintentional elbow by Vargas. Vargas looked like Miller was going to hit him. Vargas turned, saw him coming, and saw him coming, and looks like he put his arm up, but he got Miller in the chin, and it took his helmet off. I mean, It's one of those things where if there wasn't a call, it might not have been too egregious, but since it is the player's head and the helmet came off, with the game moving as fast as it does on the ice, the ref put his arm up right away.
Number 14, Dylan Felser, the one taking the penalty there for the UB Bulls. Couldn't quite tell what the call was. They was calling for roughing, elbowing.
It looks like, I believe it was elbowing it.
Didn't see what the call was, but it definitely looked like an elbow up high on Ryan Miller. And that is a 2-minute power play for the Bengals, as the Bulls managed to clear it right off the face-off to start the power play, though. Bengals now setting up the breakout. Gallivan with some pressure on him, though. Loose puck there in the slot. Tulo creating some things there on the shorthanded opportunity. Good play there as he's got control of it yet again. Tulo down low, tries to get a shot in on goal. That goes wide, and that gives Joe Lotempio some room to carry it out. Gets it up to Gallivan. Gallivan at the near blue line, stopping to set up the power play. Goes cross ice, where eventually Guerrera picks it up. Guerrera to Sardina. He loses control of it, and that gives the Bulls another opportunity to clear the zone, and Nate Bailey takes advantage of that and sends it back into Buff State territory with 1:15 in the power play.
Little heavy on the stick handling right there. You definitely like to see the Bengals try to pass that puck out of their own end. Luckily, it didn't come back to bite them on that series.
Bengals get it into the offensive zone, sent along behind the net by Gallivan. A little bit of trouble setting up that power play, though, as now Tulo brings it through the neutral zone. It's a 2-on-1 setting up here for UB. Tulo lets the shot go. Looked like he was looking for a spot up high in the net, but that one went wide. And that allows Buff State to find possession of it now with just 50 seconds in their power play. Long pass through the neutral zone, looking to catch the UB Bulls. Sardina with it now, lets that shot go. It's blocked, but he has it back on his stick, lets that shot go, and it gets in on the goaltender O'Donnell. O'Donnell making the save, and it looked like the UB defenseman got a little shaken up with that shot block there.
Yeah, Noah Braun looks like he got the puck either up in the chest or on his wrist. He's hunched over. He looks okay. He's going to stay out there, but Sardina's got an absolute bomb of a shot, and that thing came off his stick fast and then bounced right back to him. Good to see Braun being all right there, because that puck hit him pretty hard. Staying
on the ice as well, as there are 35 seconds now remaining in the Buff State power play, as they set it up here at the midpoint with Ryan Hahn. Hahn lets that shot go. It hits a body on the way through. That allows UB to clear it again. Good play there by Cody Felser. A.J. White setting it up, trying to get a pass through the middle of the ice. He's gotten it to Elliott Hunt. Now Hunt with some speed through the neutral zone, lets that shot go. It goes wide and off the backboards, but Ryan Miller's the first one to it. Back to Ryan Hahn. His shot gets through a body, ends up getting off of the goaltender and then going into the corner where Ryan Miller picks it up and now looks to charge in toward the net.
Looks like the Bengals are... The Bulls have a 1-1-2 setup on their penalty kill, and the Bengals are skating right in it into the dirty areas and getting knocked around a little bit. Looks like that point shot might be there for deflection, so look to see the Bengals adjust that, because I don't think they've seen this yet this year, sort of setup like that.
Bulls successfully kill off that first penalty of the game, but it is Buff State with possession of the puck, and Elliott Hunt carrying it across the blue line. Drops a pass to Schultz. Schultz tries to get it back to Hunt, but it's deflected into the corner. Elliott Hunt with it again, though. Gets it to Schultz. Backhand pass in front of the net, goes in between a couple of skates, and ends up on the stick of David Littlefield. Littlefield losing control of it through the neutral zone as it comes back in the Buff State direction. Schultz carries it into the offensive zone. He's got some help from Ben McFadden. McFadden gets it down low to Elliott Hunt. Quick one-time shot in on goal, and a great save there by O'Donnell, as it was McFadden and Hunt setting up that play, and Hunt getting a lot on that shot from the dot.
Yeah, it looks like McFadden got out there a little early before the rest of his line mates. Made a really nice play to keep that puck alive at the top of the dot and sent almost like a no-look pass, and Elliott Hunt hits the one-timer. O'Donnell, on top of his crease, made a really great save on that.
Face-off scrambled initially, and now in the near corner. UB Bulls with possession of it, carrying it out of their own zone and getting it through the neutral zone all the way back down into Buff State territory. Icing waved off on that play as a couple players from each side vie for possession of it. It's Buff State coming out with it. Gosen getting it into the neutral zone. Only as far as Martyr, though. And Martyr starts to break out through the neutral zone. As there's a collision in front of our broadcast position, McFadden getting the worst of that, but he's back in the play and he's got possession of it. Chips it past the UB defender. Sets up the forecheck for the Buff State Bengals.
A lot of pucks bouncing a lot. It's pinballing out there. I don't know if the ice is hard or if the puck's just moving quick today, but yeah, puck's bouncing off everything.
9:33 remaining here in first period play. It's a 1-0 lead for the Buff State Bengals as the puck is in their defensive zone right now. Unable to come up with possession of it are the Bengals, and it's in the far corner. Picking up there is Shalamov. Unable to maintain possession, though, and now it's Zach Schultz through center ice. 1-on-2 into the offensive zone. Schultz getting wide on his man and chasing it down into the corner. Squaring off against two different UB Bulls, trying to find that loose puck. Joe Tempio comes in late to help out a little bit, but UB finding possession of it, breaking it out of the zone with a long pass was Josh Abbott. Ends up being sent back into the UB zone, and they'll have to try their breakout again. Pass along the near boards. Alex Hussey gets in the way of his man, and Joe Tempio picks up the loose puck and starts back in transition. Schultz at the blue line gets the pass up to Cole Newman. Newman lets that shot go. Save made by O'Donnell. Nice setup just inside the blue line by Schultz and Newman. Tempio and Schultz now trying to dig that loose puck out of the corner. Back to Hussey, and he feeds it back into the corner. Tempio and Schultz, and it comes back out of the corner. And then just finally out into the neutral zone as UB's finally able to break it out of the zone and get it into center ice, but Schultz comes right back again. Schultz tries to get around the defenseman, unable to find that puck again. And now UB is just struggling to get it out of the zone and get their breakout going. Long pass through the neutral zone. Hussey to it there. Has to retreat back into his own end to set up the plays. It comes out in front of the net there dangerously for a moment. But sending it back out of the defensive zone there was Joe Tempio. Both teams making a change here with 7:56 remaining in the first period of play. It's a 1-0 Buff State lead. Pass comes through the neutral zone to Guerrero at the blue line. Guerrero has to slow it down while Gallivan gets out of the offensive zone, and they ruled that they did not clear the offensive zone in time. And offsides is the call. We'll have a face-off coming up in the neutral zone with 7:45 remaining here in first period play. And our coverage is brought to you by Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make buying a car easy, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. Puck goes into the UB bench, and they quickly just throw it back into play.
He chucked it at his own man. That was funny.
And the faceoff will end up coming down into the UB zone. Guess they ruled that the Bulls were responsible for the puck leaving the ice there, but it's an offensive zone faceoff, and Anton Rupert sliding in to take this one.
This line has been the best line on the ice for either team so far as well. They've been had puck possession and great scoring chances the entire time.
Good quick shot off the draw there as Guerrero stepped into one. That one went wide, unfortunately. Rupert now down low, setting up the pressure. Rupert kicks it along and now has possession of it. Feeds it back down low where he's got Gallivan. Gallivan looking for a pass, feeds it out of the corner, back to the point. Ryan Kelly's shot hits a body on the way through. That felt like it hurt from over here. But UB getting it into the offensive zone now, trying to create something. Backhand shot taken. That one hits a body and goes wide as Tyree tried to get that shot through traffic. The two number 13s now battling for possession behind the puck, behind the net, as it comes out from behind the net and all the way back to the point. And the Bulls keeping it in. Too low with a backhand pass. That one goes harmlessly to the far wall. Guerrero's unable to get it past his man, and it's still deep in the Buff State zone. Guerrero, though, hunts it down and now has some room to carry it out, but we're going to have a penalty called in behind the play as a couple players got tied up in front of the net. And it looks like it's going to be Adam Brennan heading to the penalty box here as the UB Bulls are going to get a chance on the power play. 2 minutes for tripping to number 88, Adam Brennan.
Adam Brennan tried to be a little sneaky on that one and get it behind the play, but the ref caught him red-handed right there. Brennan didn't even argue. As soon as he heard the whistle, he went straight to the box. That's unfortunate, too, because Guerrero made a really nice move in behind the net and started a breakout.
And he had a lot of room to work with coming up the near side there. He had nothing but ice in front of him.
Yep, unfortunate penalty to take early, so the Bulls are going to get their first chance on the power play here, and it's for the UB penalty kill, for the Buff State penalty kill.
Puck in the far corner as two Bengal players in there trying to get it out of the zone. It comes out toward the slot, though, and then cleared out of danger by Ryan Hahn. Good read on that play before it got to the UB player that was camped out in front of the net. Bulls now setting up their breakout. Coming up the near side now with the puck is going to be Dubinsky. Dubinsky tries to get past Ryan Hahn. Hahn doesn't let him get any further pass. And then a collision there in front of the Buff State penalty box as Hunt ran into his man. Weird bounce there as it came out in front. White just had to cover it up. And a quick whistle there from the official, and we'll have a stoppage and play with 1:25 remaining in the penalty to Adam Brennan. It looked like one of those things where he had just gotten up to full speed and was trying to determine what he wanted to do as he was carrying it in and realized he had no room to go anywhere.
He made the right decision, because I'm bigger than Ryan, and I am not taking that on.
Yeah, that's not a player you want to run into. It was a smart decision not to take on that hit, but it did create a turnover there on right at the blue line. And There's a
Hyde
hit
just
on the
missed
far
him.
side as Jeff Hyde looked to lay a hit on his man right against the hash marks.
I liked it so much he did it again.
A couple players from each side trying to find that loose puck right against the Zamboni door. Bengals doing a good job killing off this penalty, but it is the Bulls coming out with possession from that scrum in the corner. Back to the point, it's Cody Felser. Cross ice pass as the Bulls now taking their time and setting things up.
Miller doesn't have a stick. I don't know what he's doing there at the point.
Shot taken there as it's Felser ripping that one. It goes wide and off the boards behind the net. Bengals with a chance to clear the zone, and they do so. That gives Ryan Miller a chance to get to the bench. And he gives the Bengals a chance to get players with sticks and full lineup ready.
Yeah, so Ryan Miller was without a stick right there, and the point man stood there like stick handling with it. Here's a chance.
Loose puck there in the side of the net, and the Bulls put that one home. Number 14, Dylan Felser, looked like he was the one to finish that one off, as the Bengals just couldn't clear the puck from in front of the net and end up paying the price for that as the UB Bulls get the power play goal to tie things at 1 with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the first.
Yeah, the Bengals for the last couple minutes have had a little bit of trouble getting the puck out of their own end, and the puck has been finding its way to the slot a lot of those times, and right there, just a scramble in front of the net. Number 14, Dylan Felser, just happened to be on the doorstep. The puck came right to him, had a wide open net. I don't really think any of these players are going to miss that opportunity right there. At least you hope not.
Yeah, he was just there camped out along the goal line to the right of A.J. White. Puck just slid out to him, and all he had to do was make sure his stick didn't break, and he was going to put that one home. 1-1 is our score here with under 5 minutes to go in the first period. Bengals with possession of the puck in front of their own net. Matt Tulo, though, creating a turnover. Puck in the near corner. Tulo brings it out of there. 2 men on him quickly, though, getting him off of the puck, but the Bulls keep it in. It's going to be Kelly there battling for possession of it, but the Bulls with it. Now with a wraparound attempt. They almost got that one past it. It looked like that was the second time that Tulo tried that wraparound on A.J. White. White made the stop, then the net ended up coming off, and that's why we had the whistle. Face-off looks like it's going to be coming up in the Buff State zone with 4:32 left in the period.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's the same thing Tulo's tried twice, and what came with it is 2 really good scoring chances from dangerous area. The Bengals defensemen really are going to want to watch that because Tulo can really cut that edge thin, and he can get from one post to the other in a hurry.
Loose puck off the face-off. Ben Gallivan finding possession of it. He's got it up against the boards just inside the blue line. Nice backhand pass. He's got Rupert going through the neutral zone. Rupert into the offensive zone. His shot gets blocked, but he's on the loose puck again. Got it on the far wall, and he avoids a check, but he gets taken down on the man behind him as the puck comes right in on goal. Gallivan with a chance there, as it looked like Rupert was not really pleased with how he was treated on the far boards over there.
He's definitely not pleased with it, but him taking that hit allowed the Bengals to get another great scoring chance, and this line has been the pace setter for the Bengals all game. They have been holding the puck in, they've been grinding the defenseman down, and they've been peppering the goaltender O'Donnell with shots. You look to see that continue. This is a perfect counter to allowing a goal, get some zone time, and also, they're making the goaltender work. I mean, Gallivan's getting right to the paint, and he's shooting, and then right as soon as that puck touches the goaltender's pads, their stick's coming right into the paint to try and jar that thing loose.
Looks like O'Donnell trying to just slow things down a little bit, doing a little strap adjustment there just before the face-off as the Bulls win the draw and start to break out up the near side. Have to reverse course and try it up the far wall now as it comes to the point, kept in by Kelly. Kelly patiently tries to get it through traffic, but it hits a stick. Good play by Guerrero to keep it in the offensive zone. Rupert now along the hash marks. It comes back to the midpoint. UD with a chance to clear it out of the zone and carry it into Buff State territory. With the puck now, it's Reinhardt. Reinhardt with a man on him. Tries to feed that pass. Another wraparound attempt there by the Bulls. That one didn't even get to the front of the net as it looked like the Bengals defensemen were starting to read that play a little bit and got the stick in the way before he could even get that one around the edge of the net. Nice hit by Guerrero there in the slot. Quick shot taken by Gallivan. Nice opportunity created by the forecheck pressure of Michael Guerrero. Bulls coming in the opposite direction now. Getting the puck deep into the Bengals zone. Feeds a pass back to the point, but it's chipped away by Zach Schultz. Schultz now coming in 2-on-1 for the Bengals. Schultz on his offside, lets that shot go, but it goes just wide. That set up an opportunity, though, as it came off the back wall right out to Cole Newman. Couldn't get that shot in on goal. And we have a stoppage in play here as referee blew the play dead with 3:04 remaining. As yet again, we had a net coming off the moorings. And we're going to see a face-off coming up in the UB zone with, as I mentioned, 3:04 remaining in this first period of play. And a reminder, our coverage is brought to you by the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, advocate for Western New Yorkers with blue-collar roots. Offices in Lockport and Geneseo. Find them online, narchislaw.com. Comes back to the point to Ryan Hahn. Shot right in on goal through traffic. Pad save made by O'Donnell. Bengals keeping possession. Shot taken by Hussey as he tries to get that one through traffic. It came out in front to Newman. His quick spinning shot got through a couple of bodies. Almost ended up as a really nice-looking scoring opportunity for the Bengals there. O'Donnell quickly falling on top of it to try to slow things down. And he'll have a face-off coming up to his right with 2:43 now left in the period.
Absolutely, and that was some creativity right there by the Lotempio, Newman, and Zach Schultz line. You know, just spinning shots, just what we've been seeing a lot is just put the puck on net from everywhere you possibly can, and that's what they're doing, especially because the Bulls are almost collapsing into the slot to defend against the hard point shot, which means if it does hit the side of a shin pad, someone on the weak side could have a good look at a rebound, and the goalie will never know where the puck is. 2
Bengals and 2 Bulls along the end wall there. Finally coming free as Cole Newman slid in to add a third Bengal to it. And the Bengals still have possession of it here in the offensive zone. Cole Newman with it right along the blue line, gets away from one man, feeds it down low. He's got Joe Lotempio there. Lotempio makes 2 attempts to get a pass out in front, but good defense on him, being played there by Martyr. Another loose puck in that near corner. And it's Zach Schultz again coming out with that one. Cycles it down low to Lotempio. Lotempio along the hash marks with a man on him, hooking him pretty hard. The referee, though, in the neutral zone is the one that saw that, as you could also hear Sean making the call for him. And it was a pretty obvious hooking call, and number 3, Jared Martyr, heading to the box, giving the Buff State Bengals a second opportunity here on the power play.
Yeah, well, Jared Martyr uses a CCM stick right there, and I think you can see the CCM logo embedded on Lotempio's chest right there. I mean, the Bengals worked that shift for a good minute and a half right there. That's inevitable when the Bengals just continue to relentlessly pressure the D-men and just make it a nightmare for the Bulls to even get the puck, much less get it out of their end.
Just wearing them down with that cycle. Shot taken by Elliott Hunt. Had a man in front of the net. Schultz creating some traffic and a screen that got all the way in on goal. O'Donnell making the stop, though. Bulls clear the zone with 1:42 left in the Buff State penalty, or Buff State power play rather.
They got a forechecker in deep. If they move, they can get some numbers here.
Yeah, Husser was in there deep on the shorthanded attempt. That allowed the Bengals to get it through the neutral zone with some pretty much ease there. As Schultz carries it off the wall, gets a shot towards the net. As the player gets taken down along the goal line. Comes back to the point. Ryan Hahn keeping it in with a good play there as he had a man right on him. Bulls, though, finding possession and sending it the length of the ice. 1:13 now remaining in the Buff State power play.
I know they haven't scored, obviously, and haven't really had a dangerous scoring chance, but they're getting the puck to the areas you want to get the puck in. UB's philosophy, shorthanded, it looks a lot different than their even strength defense, where they're leaving the slot open on the power play, but at even strength, they're protecting nothing but the slot. But it's working for them because we have a tie game.
Yeah, Bengals really haven't gotten themselves set up very well here on their power play as of yet. We'll see how they do here as they get the zone entry with Ben Gallivan. Drops a pass back to Lotempio. Lotempio feeds it along to Sardina. Sardina rips it past the goaltender. They finally got the passing set up in the offensive zone. It ended up on the stick of number 53, Brett Sardina, and he ripped it past the goaltender. It's now 2-1 Bengals.
Absolutely, and the Bulls, they've been doing a great job of taking away the slot in this first period. That time, the Bengals got some speed and got the defensemen and the forwards backed off, and then what happened there was when the puck got to the slot, because they were down a man, of course, the slot was wide open. And once Sardina caught that puck on his stick, he took one, dusted it once, and then just snapped it to the blocker post. Would have been a really, really great save there with Ryan. If Ryan O'Donnell was able to get his pad there, because the pad, bingo, bango, bongo, and then the puck ended up in the back of the net. So really good to see the Bulls get a late goal here in this first period.
Brett Sardina picking up his 3rd of the season with 30 seconds remaining in the first period. A big goal in the time under a minute to go in the period. Bengals gaining that momentum here in this contest. 15 seconds now remaining here in first period play as there's a loose puck in the near corner in the Buff State zone. Dangerous there as they try not to give up an opportunity here late. Ryan Hahn lays a man out, but a quick shot taken there as the Bulls got a shot in on goal, but there's a UB player down along the far boards there as that looked like the man that Ryan Hahn hit in the last 10 seconds of the period.
Yeah, that's Jordan Hussar right there, and it looks like him and Ryan Hahn got tangled, and when Hussar went down, he went down backwards, so I don't know if he hit his head or if you landed flat on his back and got the wind knocked out of him, luckily he's up and he's skating off with no assistance. When you see a fall like that in the corner, you worry because a lot can happen there. There's skates in there. There's a wall and the ice is like cement. So it's good to see Husser pop up and skate off under his own power. He appears to be just a little shaken up a little bit, but nothing a hockey player like him can't survive.
Yeah, I think it was, as you suggested, the possibility there is that he kind of landed funny and ended up getting the wind knocked out of him, but he's skating off the ice under his own power, seems to be doing okay. And should be set to go for second period action. After 20 minutes of play, our score is 2-1. It's the Buff State Bengals out in front in this contest, getting the game's first goal and then getting the last goal of the period with just 30 seconds remaining. And that's how they have the 2-1 lead here in this contest. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey comes from the Hurdle Parker Liquor Store. With everyday low prices on a great selection of wine and spirits, Hurdle Parker Liquor Store on the corner of Hurdle and Parker in North Buffalo. Broadcast also brought to you by Envious Gameware, the official uniform supplier of Buffalo State Club Hockey, making high-end custom team uniforms, bags, and apparel. Find them online, enviousgameware.com. Our coverage also brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. 856-2872 or militello.com. Our coverage also supported by Ivy Lee Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years. If you're traveling to Canada, PCR COVID tests are available at Ivy Lee with a quick 1-hour turnaround. Ivy Lee is at 2446 Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore and online, ivyleepharmacy.com. And support for Buffalo State Club Hockey also comes from Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make buying a car easy, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. So we're through 20 minutes of play from the Northtown Center at Amherst, and the score after one period is the Buffalo State Bengals 2 and the UB Bulls 1. We'll be back for second period action in just a few moments. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the Northtown Center at Amherst as we are getting ready for second period play between the Buffalo State Bengals and the UB Bulls. Our score after one is 2-1. Buff State out in front. Hello, my name is Aaron Elpern, joined by Sean McHugh on the call for tonight's game. Jeff Jazarowski on the camera this evening. And a quick moment to take a look at the UNY-CHL scoreboard presented by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. In action already going on in the league today, Niagara beating Canisius by a 7-0 count. Later on tonight, we have Albany and Lemoyne squaring off. And then tomorrow, 3 different games going on in the league. St. Bonaventure hosting Fredonia, these UB Bulls at Brockport, and Cornell and Albany all going on tomorrow. A couple of teams that we're going to see later on in the season. Central Florida losing today. They fell 6-1 to Auburn. And Tampa plays their arch rival South Florida in a game later on this evening. Sean, a good first period for the Buff State Bengals as they had good pace of play throughout, and they got the game's first goal and then the last goal there with just about 30 seconds left in the first period.
Absolutely. Very well played period by the Bengals. UB appeared to have thrown a neutral zone pressure at them that they hadn't seen yet this year. There was a bit of a feeling out process. It appeared that way for both teams because at first it was a lot of back and forth in the neutral zone, a lot of pinballing. It opened up a little bit on both sides of the ice towards the end of the second period. Bengals getting 2 of the goals, but I don't expect, UB is not going to go away. They certainly didn't play it poorly. So I think we're going to get a lot more physical play and a lot more speed now that these two teams have a period under their belts to learn each other.
We're underway here in second period action as a loose puck comes off the near boards and into the neutral zone. It's Ryan Miller with it. Ryan Miller gets around the defenseman, chases it down in the corner. Slips there along the boards and ends up on his knees, but Buff State keeping possession of the puck, keeping it down low with Sardina. Losing possession of it, though. Now coming out with it is Noah Braun. Braun with a pass out into the neutral zone. It ends up all the way into the Buff State territory, right in on goal. A.J. White had to be quick on that one and decides to cover up as he had 2 different UB players coming in looking for a loose puck. We'll have a face-off coming up in the Buff State zone with 19:24 remaining here in the second period.
A.J. White had every intention to play that puck until he looked up for a second and saw Jordan Hussar flying in there, hoping he was going to do it. Good on A.J. to take a look before blindly throwing the puck into the corner because Hussar was a good couple feet ahead of all the Bengals. That could have been trouble. So good heads-up play by the goaltender, A.J. White.
UB Bulls winning that faceoff, comes out to the point, just barely keeping it in is Martyr. Puck in the far corner as Alex Hussey tries to take his man off of it. Rupert getting some help in there as well, and it comes out to Gallivan. He can't clear the zone, though, as the Bulls keep it in. Just inside the blue line, keeping it deep is Abbott. Feeds a pass along. He's got man in behind the net as the Bulls with some pressure here in the early going of second period play. Puck comes up the near boards. Ryan Hahn with it there, chips it just out of the zone. Gallivan now across the opposing blue line. Makes a move around one man. Good defensive play there by Martyr, though, to take him off of that one and send it all the way back into neutral ice. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls as they have a chance to develop something here. Pass comes across. The man wasn't there, though, as he just slid off the back post before that pass came across. And the Bulls with the early part of the action here so far, getting the better part of the first shift of play in the second period.
Yeah, that was a sneaky little play right there. A.J. White was sliding back to get to his post, and right as he was doing it, the puck came off his backside. Luckily for A.J. and the Bengals, the puck shot straight up in the air versus take a bounce towards the net or land in the crease.
Icing waved off as Guerrera gets a piece of that puck through the neutral zone. And Rupert setting up some pressure in the offensive zone. Gets it to Guerrera. Guerrera sets up that shot. Couldn't get it through traffic, however. Puck in the neutral zone now. Ryan Kelly steps up to get control of it and try to keep the offensive moving as he gets it to Joe Lotempio, but Lotempio losing control of it and Martyr finding it.
Whoever got in front of that shot for Guerrera has good for them because that man can really shoot the puck, and the Bulls are doing a great job of blocking shots. And that takes courage to stand in front of a Michael Guerrera slap shot.
Certainly a lot more shot attempts than shots on goal for the Bengals so far. Bulls doing a very good job of getting in those shooting lanes so far tonight. Puck on the near wall comes out to Cole Newman, and he's got some space to carry it through the neutral zone. Drops it for Schultz. Schultz into the offensive end. Tries to rip that shot from along the goal line. Looked like almost a mirror image of the goal that he scored against Canisius in the third period last week. Didn't get as much on that shot there, though, and the save was made by O'Donnell with pretty much ease there. Sets up a face-off in the offensive zone for the Bengals with 17:23 left in the period.
Save looked easy because Ryan O'Donnell was in perfect position right there. It is not uncommon, as we saw in Cole Newman scoring a goal like that. It's for the goaltender to kind of cheat for the backdoor pass. He didn't. Whoa.
There was that backdoor pass as they were looking for low Tempio on that far post, just couldn't quite connect on it. Bengals keep it in the offensive zone as Brennan's shot gets deflected, then right in on goal. Now up on the near boards as it comes out into center ice. Brennan with it now with a man on him. Brennan spins away from Littlefield, now looking for a pass up the near boards, gets it up to Low Tempio. Low Tempio takes a hit and chips it into the neutral zone. A couple of players vying for a loose puck there. It comes out, and it's going to be the Bulls carrying it through the center ice area. But a good play there by Ryan Kelly to cut off that lane, and he gets it to Schultz, and Schultz keeps things moving in the neutral zone.
UB is giving the Bengals a taste of their medicine right there. They are flying into the offensive zone. Turnover right there because of forechecking.
Yeah, Noah Sobko with the pressure there in the offensive zone. Created his own opportunity there, and now the Bulls keeping it in the offensive end. Player stops and then feeds it across. There's going to be a penalty coming up as Cole Newman laid his man out just after making the pass. And now with the UB Bulls with a little bit of control in this game here so far in the second period, they're going to go on the power play, and they had a power play goal in period number 1.
Yeah, the Bulls definitely decided to choose violence in this period right now. They have come in and they are sending 2 guys on the forecheck, and they are just going in it. It almost looks like they're saying we will risk the home run pass because we're going to try to get that turnover, and through 3 minutes and change in this period, they've got chances and chances. I mean, a missed one-timer easily could end in the back of the net, and then they drew a penalty. So the Bengals really, really, really want to try and settle it down just a little bit. I definitely wouldn't change the philosophy of what's been working, but they're trying to do what teams have done to them. So let's see how they handle this penalty kill.
It just might have to be an adjustment to the UB adjustment that needs to be made. Clearly the Bulls were looking to play a more passive approach in the first period, and they've gotten more aggressive here with the forecheck in the offensive zone in period number 2. Got a quick opportunity there in the first 10 seconds of this power play. Bengals do end up clearing it the length of the ice. Now a minute 40 remaining in the Cole Newman charging penalty. Errant pass doesn't get out of the zone, allows the Bengals to send it back into the offensive end. Now Jeff Hyde with it along the blue line. Hyde in the neutral zone with 3 UB Bulls on him, but Sardina finds that loose puck and fires it the length of the ice, killing off some more time in the Buff State penalty. Now a minute 20 remaining in that infraction. Through the neutral zone, it's Noah Braun. Gets it to Tulo. Tulo now looking for something on his forehand, circles behind the net, gets it out towards the front of the net, and it took a good play there from Elliott Hunt to keep him from getting a shot off. Bulls setting it up now, getting it down low, now back out to the point. Hard shot taken. That one goes off the stick of A.J. White. And it's deflected out of the zone and all the way back down into UB territory. The first one to it is number 9, Elliott Hunt. Hunt gets knocked down in the corner, goes down to the ice pretty easily, and there's no call as Hunt is still slow to get to his skates. And UB now with possession of it and numbers through the neutral zone as the referee blows the play dead as the Bulls were carrying it into the offensive zone, and Elliott Hunt still down on the play in the UB territory.
It didn't look like he got hit hard, but it looks like he went in awkwardly to the boards. I mean, usually, even when someone just touches those boards, you hear a thud, and you didn't right there. I don't know if something got bent or if he got a stick or what, but he hasn't gotten up, and the referees really took their time blowing that play dead. They waited till UB gained the zone to blow it dead, and the bench was obviously upset because they had speed and numbers.
Yeah, both benches not happy on how that was developing there because the Bengals wanted the play blown dead quicker, probably wanted a penalty on the play as well. UB then ended up with possession and numbers through the neutral zone, still with a power play here. I'm sure they would have liked that play to continue. Referee did end up blowing the play dead, though, in the interest of player safety. And now we have a couple of Bengals players as well as head coach Tim Turner over there assessing what the situation is with Elliott Hunt.
You hate to see it, too, because Elliott Hunt was doing one of the things he excels at, and that is chasing pucks down that are cleared and either retrieving them for the sake of offense, or in this case, he was just trying to pin it up against the boards. Elliott's up on his feet right now. He's got pressure on both of his legs. It looked like he was grabbing at either his elbow or his shoulder, definitely something upper body. It was really, really hard from where we're standing to see exactly what he had injured.
It looks lower body to me. He's not actually putting much pressure on one of his skates.
That wasn't his skate I was looking at. That's on me. That was Ryan Kelly's skate.
Well, hopefully he can shake off whatever is bothering him there.
He might have just caught a rut, honestly, because it didn't appear as though the collision with the boards is what did it.
He seems to be sitting on the bench. He's talking with the backup goaltender, Evan Kumpf. So hopefully he'll be doing all right. Nevertheless, we have a face-off now in the offensive zone for the Bulls, as they still have 35 seconds remaining in their power play. It comes out to the far side, kept in on the play, and the Bulls with a chance to set up their power play. Quick snapshot taken by Alec Dubinsky, and A.J. White was up to that challenge, making the stop, hanging on, forcing another whistle with 25 seconds remaining in the UB power play.
That was a really, really tough bounce for the Bengals right there, because the puck hit Anton Rupert in the calf. Not only did it not come out, but it laid flat for the UB point man as well.
Bengals win the draw initially, but can't clear the zone on the first attempt. The second attempt is carried out of the zone by Zach Schultz. Gets it to Rupert. Rupert looking for a shorthanded opportunity. His shot got blocked on the way to the net, and that allows UB to pick it up and come up the near side with some speed. Through the neutral zone. Big hit there in the neutral zone as Rupert knocked his man into the glass and knocked him off of the puck. That will kill off the remaining seconds in the Buff State penalty.
Big-time collision there by Anton Rupert. He put his man, Jared Martyr, to the deck right there.
Bulls with possession in the offensive zone as Kelly lays his man into the boards. Loose puck there as the two of them got separated eventually. On the far side now, Gosen trying to get it out. Gosen gets it to Schultz, and Schultz has a little bit of room to skate it through the neutral zone. Feeds it across to Newman. Newman fires it in on goal. Looked like it hit a skate on the way through. O'Donnell seeing it the whole way, though, and making the stop. And the Bulls get it out into the neutral zone and look to set something up. Cross-ice pass goes off the stick of Dubinsky. That allows the Bengals to get a pass up into the neutral zone, but McFadden can't handle it, and the Bulls get it back into the offensive end. Brennan with it, makes a good move to get himself some space. Now looking for a pass, just feeds himself in behind the net.
Oh, we got in trouble doing this last time.
He's still looking for a pass, finally finds one to Gosen, and the Bengals execute their breakout and get it into the neutral zone. Brennan stopping and looking for a pass. He's got a man on him. He drew a penalty, and the Bengals are going to get a power play out of this as Brennan finally gets away from his man and carries it through the neutral zone. A.J. White heading to the bench as Brennan carries it into the offensive end, beats the defenseman, gets a shot in on goal. Great individual effort there by Adam Brennan as he had the puck on his stick for about 45 seconds there, it seemed. In the end, he got around the defenseman, created a scoring chance. Good save made by O'Donnell to foil that chance, but the Bengals will be going on the power play, as it was Brennan that drew that penalty just inside of his own blue line.
Adam Brennan went a little Mystery Alaska right there. Just gets the puck out from behind his own net, gets his man to drive by him, spins off him, draws a penalty, knifes his way through the neutral zone, toe drags a man, gets in on goal. O'Donnell makes a great save, so great piece of hockey. That's the roller hockey in Adam right there. Just the hands and the creativity, putting on a full display right there.
Bengals getting an opportunity with the power play here, as they are converting on 39% of their man advantage opportunities so far this season. Carrera with it at the midpoint. Feeds a pass across to Sardina. His shot hits a body and goes wide, but the Bengals maintaining possession. Lotempio's pass gets intercepted. That gives the Bulls a chance to clear the zone and send it the length of the ice. A.J. White coming out to play with a man right on him.
Great stick there by Tyree, and another turnover on their own end right there.
2-on-1 setting up down low. Tulo with it wide open. Looking for that top corner, just fired it up over top of the net as the Bengals were a little sloppy in breaking it out of their own zone.
Tulo was trying to ring the doorbell right there and put that thing bar down. He was looking right at that corner.
Carrera gets it into the offensive zone, gets it over to Gallivan. His shot right in on goal. And we're going to have a whistle here coming up to blow the play dead as, again, the net came off the moorings. Looked like the Bengals might have been able to set up their power play if that hadn't have happened. So good timing for UB in that regard. A minute 15 remaining in their penalty.
Aaron, these pegs appear to be useless today. That's like the 9th time the net's flown off the moorings right there.
I think maybe going too far into making sure it's not a safety issue as Gallivan rips that shot from the point. There were a couple of bodies in front. It got through everybody, including the goaltender. Found the padding at the bottom of the net, and Ben Gallivan with the power play goal gives the Bengals the 3-1 lead.
Great power play right there by the Bengals off the faceoff. Gallivan gets the shot just about 5 or 10 feet away from the blue line. UB has been doing a really great job of getting in shooting lanes to prevent the point shots from getting through. Gallivan, though, took a second to take a look right there. Looked like he found a bit of a lane and put like a seeing eye worm burner right on the goalie's pads. I don't think he ever had a chance to see that before it was right in the blue paint by that time. If it doesn't hit you, it's going in.
I think the only time O'Donnell actually saw that puck is when he turned around and saw it in the net.
Yep.
Because it was the sound of it hitting the padding at the base of the net. That was the only way that I knew it was in the net, through that maze of bodies. Great shot to have enough on it to get it through and beat the goaltender, Ben Gallivan. picking up the goal, his 4th of the season, and it's a big goal for the Bengals, opening up the 3-1 lead here in this contest. As the Bulls had been pretty good here so far in the second period, they had the better course of play in the first 7 or 8 minutes. Elliott Hunt back there on the ice now as he lays a huge hit up against the net, behind the boards there behind the net, and now he rips a shot in on goal as that one goes wide. Looks like the Bulls are going to take another penalty here as things are starting to get awfully chippy out there. We had a couple of sticks being exchanged in both directions from both teams. Might end up getting 2 penalties against UB here.
Miller's giving it to the ref right now, so wait.
Seeing some gesturing going on between the Buff State players and their bench. We'll see if there are 2 UB players heading to the box, and it does look like there will be, as both John Skakage and it looks like number 13, Tyree, heading to the box, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 opportunity coming up for the Bengals. Chance to blow this game wide open as they're leading 3-1 right now with 11:24 to go in the second. This 2-man advantage is going to be critical. It looks like we're going to have a timeout called by the UB Bulls as they try to get their better players a little bit of chance to get some extra rest here before this penalty kill. Big opportunity for the Bengals.
Absolutely, and not only do they have momentum, but it appears as though they also have the Bulls a little frustrated right there. As you and I have played the game, we've experienced that too. You play really, really well to start a period, you get things going, and then a seeing eye shot finds the back of your net, and it's a gut punch. I don't think the Bulls liked the hit Elliott Hunt laid. I think it didn't help at all that there was no penalty. You could have seen one there. We've seen less be called. UB took it upon themselves to retaliate twice, and the refs got them both times. I mean, we get it. Hockey's a game of emotion, and when someone hits you, you're taught to defend yourself, but it looks like UB took a little too much exception right there. Either that or the Bengals did a great job selling it.
This broadcast brought to you by Hurdle Parker Liquor Store. With everyday low prices on a great selection of wines and spirits, the Hurdle Parker Liquor Store on the corner of Hurdle and Parker in North Buffalo. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey also comes from the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, an advocate for Western New Yorkers with blue-collar roots. Offices in Lockport and Geneseo, online, narchislaw.com. Bengals with a big power play opportunity here. They scored just a moment ago on the power play, looking for yet another one. Pass from high to low goes to Sardina, but he's unable to handle it and get the shot off. Still managing to set up the power play as now it's on the near point, and Gallivan has it. Gallivan walking in, feeds that pass across to Sardina. Pulls it out of the corner, now winding up and taking a hard slap shot. Guerrera, loose puck sitting in front of the net. Lotempio couldn't quite get to it. Sardina with that shot right off the side of the net. And then the Bulls try to clear it, but unable to get it past the blue line, and we're going to have another stoppage with the net coming off the moorings.
Useless pegs. But it's great pressure right there by the Bengals on a 5-on-3. They're doing it just the way you're taught from day one. Guerrera, even with that really impressive one-touch saucer pass over to Gallivan, but just moving and moving. You have 5-on-3. Get all 3 guys moving. Wait for the perfect shot because you have that luxury with a 5-on-3, and that's exactly what the Bengals are trying to do. Set up the perfect shot.
Rupert winning that draw. It was kind of scrambled. He kicked it back to Guerrera. Guerrera winds up, gets that shot in on goal, and Sardina buries the rebound. The Buff State Bengals now with the 4-1 lead, and they still have time remaining on the power play.
Like I just said, Aaron, the perfect shot. Michael Guerrera commands a lot of respect when he's out on the ice right there. He walked in, took his sweet time, held the pose as well, pretty much froze the Bulls. They were pretty much waiting on him. He controlled everything there. Lets a low shot go. Instead of trying to make the pretty slap shot that hits the corner and goes bar down, he shoots one into the goaltender O'Donnell's pads. Puck just bounces around, and just like UB's goal, Brett Sardina, Johnny on the spot, taps it into the open net off the rebound, right where you're told to go on the power play.
Good setup there to get that 5-on-3 organized in the offensive zone. And then plenty of room for Guerrera to let that shot go as another shot taken hard there as it's Ryan Hahn looking to get a shot in on goal. That one a good blocker save made by O'Donnell. Bengals setting it up again. Shot taken from the hard angle as the cross-ice pass came right to Ryan Miller. Good save there by O'Donnell to keep this one a 4-1 game.
If the UB defenseman doesn't make a great play to get his stick on that cross-ice pass, Ryan Miller is probably blowing the net into the UB campus because he had all day. He had to slow down.
Quick whistle off the face-off as Ryan Miller got taken down on the play. Not sure exactly what the whistle was. Hand pass is the call being indicated by the linesman. And now the face-off will come out to the neutral zone right in front of the Buff State bench with 53 seconds remaining in the Bengals power play.
Plenty of time to get set up and do exactly what you want. The ball is in your court right now.
Bengals getting it deep into the offensive zone, keeping it into the far point on the first attempt was Ryan Hahn, but a good play to clear the zone by Matt Tulo. Bengals, though, regain possession, take it into the offensive zone. It's going to be Elliott Hunt in the far corner. Feeds it along to Schultz. Schultz evades one man, tries to get a pass out in front, but it's intercepted. And McCulloch carrying it out of the zone now. McCulloch gains the red line, actually just gets into the neutral zone and dumps it into Buff State territory with 24 seconds now remaining on the UB penalty. Zach Schultz with a head of steam through the neutral zone as the Bulls had too many men out there, but they got away with it. They had a guy out in the middle of the ice that they had to call off, but the referee didn't make the call.
Almost didn't matter right there.
Good setup there down low as the pass came to Miller. And Miller now looking to set it up down low as a deflection shot in on goal. Miller took another hit there in the high slot, and he's down on the ice.
Yeah, it's a tailbone.
And again, the officials not blowing the play dead as they seem to have had some changes of how they want to approach those plays. It looked like they could have called that one. They could have blown that one dead immediately, but they did not. Allowed play to continue. They did allow UB to end up getting a shot in on goal, and then eventually that is what allowed the play to be blown dead. But Miller still on the ice in the UB territory there, and he is clearly in discomfort.
Yes, and the refs did it again, and they found a way to actually make both teams angry because they didn't blow it dead right away. So UB got to gain the zone, but then right as UB puts a shot on goal, they blow the
instead
play
of a
dead.
scramble for the loose puck that I'm sure UB would have preferred to see being down 3 here in this game. If you're going to blow it dead, blow it dead immediately. If you're going to allow the team with possession of the puck to continue with possession, you got to have to wait until possession changes.
It's basically a delayed penalty. I mean, granted, now, like you say, you ideally, and forgive me if this sounds pro Buff State, and Ryan Miller is up, but he needs help. Yeah, they're taking him to the locker room as well.
I think your initial thought was correct there. That looks, the general discomfort looks like he landed on his tailbone.
Yeah, and that hurts.
It hurts a lot.
That hurts. I don't need to. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose it. But if it's what we both seem to think it might be, that's he's gonna be feeling that for a while. He
definitely needed. Yeah, he needed some help just to get off the ice. A couple of his players assisting him in getting it off. Now assistant coach Pat Krebs is over there attending to him. He's clearly still in a lot of discomfort just off the ice there at the Zamboni entrance. And play will now move to a neutral zone face-off with 9:19 remaining here in the second period. It's a 4-1 Buff State lead.
Miller's a tough customer, too, so you got to think it hurts if he's coming out of the game because that kid would play through a severed limb if he could.
9 minutes and change remaining in second period play as a loose puck in the neutral zone. Bulls coming away with it, getting a shot in on goal. Blocker save made by White as the Bulls try to set up some possession time in the offensive zone. 2 players from each side trying to come up with that loose puck against the near wall. Eventually finding it is Vargas. Vargas tries to get a backhand pass out into the slot. It seemed to take forever to get there. Finally, the Bengals managed to clear the zone. And now UB with the puck inside their own blue line. Being a little bit sloppy with some passes here in the neutral zone, but eventually getting it across the red line. But Alex Gosen gets his man off of that puck and then ends up firing it up into the rafters. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 8:36 now remaining in the second period, as both teams were kind of trapped there in the neutral zone for a bit of time.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Alex Gosen almost like flexed he was going to hit the player, and then right when he braced for contact, Gosen just kind of took the puck from him. That was pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure that happens more than we think it does, but to see it in front of us, I mean, he literally got the player to like tense up like he was going to get popped, and then Gosen just took the puck off him.
Almost too easy to get the puck off him. That's probably why it ended up going into the rafters. Big hit there on the far side as the UB player is going to be penalized here. Might try to get himself a second one as he lets a slash onto the Buff State player.
And now he's going after Hager, the freshman.
Hager was the guy that he hit initially, and he got the immediate call on the play. As it looks like it's number 23, Hector Vargas, going off for the penalty. Looked like he tried to get himself a second one, laying a slash on Gosen. We'll have to see exactly what the call is. Just the initial 2-minute roughing penalty. But it's going to be another opportunity for the Bengals in the power play. They've already gotten a couple of power play goals here in this period, looking to add to this 4-1 lead.
That was a textbook frustration penalty right there. There was a bit of bumping and bashing going on the boards. Vargas, a really tough, really skilled player, just kind of turned around and hit somebody who was in front of him and put him on the deck. And Hager did go down, so the hit was effective, but at the cost of a penalty.
And certainly not what you want to be doing, being overly aggressive in the offensive zone. I'm sure that's a frustration type of penalty, and his coaches are probably frustrated to see it. But it does give the Bengals another chance on the power play. They have it set up here, working it around. That one goes hard shot off the crossbar, just pinging the top of the crossbar, going out of play as Sardina really wired that one in toward the net.
He wanted the hat trick, and he wanted it with style right there, and I think he was an inch or less away from getting his wish right there. They're going to feed him, too. That dot, that left dot, or whichever the dot Sardina's on, it's been there all game with the power play, and don't fix what's not broken right there. And they're getting beautiful scoring chances out of that. They have been all game.
Yeah, they've done a good job of working it at the perimeter like they are now. And then Guerrero has frequently had that skip pass down to Sardina on the dot. We'll see if they manage to set that up, continuing here on the power play.
Zamboni door, man.
Minute 40 now in the Bengals power play. Sardina comes out of the corner. Hard shot in on goal. Loose puck. Gallivan picking it up. He takes a shot. That one goes wide into the far corner. Rupert picking it up. Back to the point to Guerrero. Guerrero drags it along the blue line, then a backhand pass to Rupert. Rupert has a man on him, and the Bulls cleared the zone. Almost had a breakaway pass there, though it was about a stick length too far for Tulo to pick it up.
Guerrero turned on the Jets right there. The big man can move. I mean, he got back there in a hurry, too.
Gallivan with the puck here on the near boards, carrying it through the neutral zone across the blue line, setting up the power play with the drop pass to Lotempio. Bulls, though, come up with possession of it and clear the zone into center ice, where Sardina and Guerrero will have to regroup. Guerrero has to turn away from Tulo, and he feeds a pass across to Rupert as the Bengals look to find some room to move it up ice. Guerrero making a good move there in the neutral zone, tries to get through the two defensemen. They give him a little bit of a bump on the way through, and O'Donnell's able to use that time to cover the puck up. And we're going to have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Bengals as Tulo and Guerrero have some words. Actually, that is not Tulo. That's Abbott and Guerrero. No, it was Tulo. Just couldn't quite tell by the way his number had folded up there in his jersey. Still continuing to have a conversation as they both head to their benches. And we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Bengals with 38 seconds left in the power play.
I'm not sure what Tulo's endgame is there either. Guerrero didn't do anything wrong. He kind of pushed the guy off him. And then Tulo decided to go after a grizzly bear. Tulo is a very, very skilled, probably the most skilled forward UB has. I wouldn't want to see him going at Guerrero right there.
Bengals setting it up again on the power play. Hunt with the pass down low to Kelly, right out in front, right into the skates of Zach Schultz, unable to get that shot off. As the Bulls find possession of it, manage to clear it the length of the ice. And there's a little bit of a foot race for the puck as it's Dubinsky putting some pressure on Ryan Hahn. Hahn gets away from him, though. Feeds a backhand pass behind the net to Ryan Kelly. 10 seconds now left in the Buff State power play as Kelly sets it up behind the net. He's got Dubinsky on him as he carries it up the far wall. Gets it to Schultz at the blue line. Schultz has to back up to avoid one man as the UB penalty expires. Now an opportunity created off a turnover. Dubinsky in front and just gets trucked by Ryan Kelly as he tried to step around him.
Yeah, he went for the dirty dangle right there, and he got popped.
I think he wants to have that move back. Would have just rather taken that shot as Elliott Hunt gets spilled down just to the left of the UB cage. And now a loose puck on the Buff State blue line finds the stick of Adam Brennan. Brennan with the long pass through the neutral zone. Schultz in across the blue line, gets it to Elliott Hunt. Hunt with it on his backhand, lets that shot go. Glove save made by O'Donnell. He couldn't hold on to it. Came out briefly, but nobody there for the rebound. Bulls now through the neutral zone. Felser with it, tries to get it towards the front of the net. Gets that shot off. Nice save by A.J. White as Felser had a couple of guys bump him there on his way to the net. Still managed to find control of the puck and get himself a scoring opportunity. Bengals have a scoring opportunity now. The 2-on-1 setup as the pass came across from Newman. Strong defensive play by Josh Abbott to break it up. Now Abbott carrying it through the neutral zone. Abbott carrying it in now in the far corner. Looking for a pass from there. Spins away from a check. Gets it in front of the net. Sitting there for a moment. Shot in on goal. Save made on the play as Moran had it point blank right in front of A.J. White.
Oh!
Ooh, pass intercepted there in the slot by Hager. Hager just ended up clearing the puck through the neutral zone. If he would have been just a touch more patient, he had Mike Guerrero breaking on a possible lone man attempt there.
He
just
was
couldn't quite get that pass on the tape. Ends up being an icing. Faceoff will come back down into Buff State territory with under 5 minutes left in the period.
Good play by Hager because there was a little bit of confusion in front of the net. So getting the puck out of there is never a bad idea, but Yeah, I mean, if that puck is just another maybe 6 inches to Guerrera, he's gone, and he had a head of steam. He would have gone in all alone from the blue line in.
Yeah, I can't blame Hager for being certain.
Not at
That's a
all.
spot where you don't want to be too patient with it and end up creating a turnover yourself. So being certain to get the puck out, that is the first job there to do as a forward when you get the puck in the high slot. He made sure of that. Just could have been a good opportunity. Bulls with it in the offensive zone now. Husser with the chance. Shot coming from a hard angle as Tulo let it right in on goal.
Bing.
And a couple of players tied up there on the far side, but it's going to be Anton Rupert coming out with it. Gets it taken off of his stick, but Brennan follows up and dumps it into the offensive zone. McCulloch and Brennan there behind the net. UB coming out with possession of it. And it's fed up the near boards and out to the blue line, but Ryan Hahn keeping it in. Not there to keep it in the second time. Retreats into the neutral zone for it. Feeds a pass across to Adam Brennan. 4:05 now remaining here in second period action. Bengals enjoying a 4-1 lead in this contest, but they are going to be guilty of icing here, and they'll have to deal with a face-off in the defensive zone coming up with under 4 minutes to play in the second period.
Physicality has been ratcheted up a little bit towards the end of the second period. Maybe a little bit of that is frustration and also a little desperation by the Bulls to get back into this game. And the Bengals are not shying down from it at all.
Face off to the right of A.J. White with under 4 minutes to play here in the period. Draw is won by the Bengals and cleared into the slot. Sardine ends up helping it the rest of the way out into the neutral zone. Loose puck, couple of players trying to find possession. It's going to be Guerrera doing so and dumping it in. O'Donnell out to set it up for his defenseman, and the puck comes along the near wall. Ryan Hahn keeping it in. As the puck comes back to Gosen, he can't keep it in the zone, and it's going to be Alex Hussey dumping it back into the Bulls' end. Bulls manage to break it out as Felser has it in the neutral zone. His pass goes across, and just inside the zone, carrying it in was Dubinsky. Dubinsky then fires a shot right in towards the front of the net. Spinning opportunity from Noah Braun as he had the rebound chance, but a pad save made by White keeps this one a 4-1 game.
He's been stellar, to say the least, in this period.
Bulls dumping it in right off of the official there on that play. Now Hussey has a man on him in the near corner as he tries to break it out up to Gosen. Puck still in the corner. It comes out to Gosen again on the hash marks. He battles his man away from that puck. Gets it into the neutral zone to Elliott Hunt with 2:55 to go in the period. Hunt gets wide on his man in toward the net. Gets that shot in on goal. Good solid save by O'Donnell as Elliott Hunt using his speed to create an opportunity.
Elliott Hunt seems to be okay after that fall he took earlier. Elliott Hunt went 1-on-2 right there, shielded the puck on his backhand, then created a forehand shot for a great scoring chance.
Faceoff will be coming up in the Bulls defensive zone. This broadcast is brought to you by Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right price, the right car at the right price. Town Auto, we love our town. Bulls getting the puck out of their end on that draw and into the offensive zone, but the Bengals finding possession with it. That pass goes behind its man, and the Bulls keep it in. Shot taken there from a hard angle on the perimeter. Loose puck in the slot. And trying to come up with that loose puck, it's going to be Adam Brennan. Brennan gets his man off of it, battling with David Littlefield along the boards here. And it's going to be the Bengals finding possession. Cole Newman feeding a pass to Joe Lotempio. Lotempio doesn't like what he sees on the far side, then just decides to come near side with it. But a turnover there just inside the blue line. The Bengals being just a little bit sloppy with this 3-goal lead right now. Cross-ice pass as the Bulls look to set up their attack. David Littlefield finding possession, dumping the backhander in, heading to the bench for a change as the Bengals start the breakout up the near boards. Pass goes too far for Schultz, out into the neutral zone to Martyr. Martyr's pass doesn't connect, and it's back into Buff State territory, but Adam Brennan with possession. Gets it across to Kelly. Kelly digs that pass out of his skates and gets it up the ice, but the Bulls keeping it in. Another solid play at the point by Jared Martyr. Puck in the near corner of the Bengals zone. Zach Schultz looking for it, tried to get it out of the zone. Cole Newman helping out and getting it into center ice, and now he's on his man here right in front of our broadcast position. Schultz now into the offensive end with 1:30 to go in the period. Schultz in the near corner, feeds a pass back to Cole Newman. Newman tries to let that shot go, but he fanned on it. And that gives the Bulls a chance to carry through the neutral zone with speed. Pass comes across to Husser, can't quite handle it. Now battling for a loose puck with Ryan Kelly. Kelly gets the better of that one, gets a pass up to the blue line to Guerrera. Guerrera then to Rupert. Rupert with a step now. Rupert in alone, lets the shot go, and he gets it past the goaltender. Anton Rupert has the 5th Bengals goal of the game. The Bengals now lead 5-1 as a quick play in transition has made this a 4-goal game.
Michael Guerrera makes that play happen as he absolutely bodies two Bulls at the blue line right there, takes them both out of the play and puts them on the deck. Anton Rupert goes in pretty much alone, did have a late back checker. By the time the back checker gained any ground, Rupert put that puck far side, gives the Bengals a 4-1 lead. That's for the second period in a row, the Bengals get a late goal, and those are the worst to give up.
Yeah, minute 2 remaining here in the second period. The Bengals scoring their 5th goal of the game. There was 30 seconds to go in the first period when they scored that goal. Certainly those late period goals tend to be backbreakers and demoralizing for the other team. But it looks like we're going to have a penalty called here against the Bengals, as it was the neutral zone official making that call, even though it appears whatever play was happened right in front of the front official. But it is going to be a Bengals penalty.
It's Rupert.
And it's going to be Anton Rupert who seems to be confused by this, as eventually he points to his chest, says, "Me?" and then heads to the penalty box.
I think he's legitimately confused, too. He's not trying to sell anything. I mean, there was a trip. A UB Bulls player did go down behind the play.
I think it might have been somebody else that was actually responsible for that, which is why Rupert was a touch confused at the call. But he's the one serving the 2-minute penalty, and for the last 45 seconds or so of this period, the Bulls are going to be on the power play. Pass attempt in front doesn't get past the stick of A.J. White, but the Bulls still setting it up here with 35 seconds remaining in the period. Pass attempt right into the slot, save made by White, then it goes off the post, as a nice opportunity was set up there from the mid-slot on a quick passing play from the point. Puck comes back to the point. Bulls setting it up here. Nice cross-ice pass, shot from the slot. Great shot blocked there by Ryan Kelly as he went to one knee to make that play, but the rebound came out, and it came right to the stick of Noah Braun. He ripped that shot quickly in on goal, and he beat A.J. White. It's now a 5-2 game as the Bulls get themselves a power play goal with under a minute to go as well.
UB seemed to take a little bit out of the Buffalo State playbook right there on the power play. They're just putting pucks on net into the slot, which is what you do when you're down. They got a bounce, and Noah Braun was able to just be right there, right place, right time, and puts the puck into the open net. So something the Bulls do have a chance to build on is they at least get that tough late second period goal back, so they can at least wipe the slate clean there as long as they can get out of this next 13 seconds without getting scored on again.
Maybe kind of neutralizes the momentum of the late Bengals goal.
Not done yet.
Elliott Hunt carries it into the offensive zone and gets drilled down. Looks like his legs were taken out. Bengals bench yelling for a penalty. Bengals getting a shot in on goal there late as Ryan Hahn fired that shot. Bengals bench not happy with the lack of a call there as Elliott Hunt got taken down. Looked like his legs got taken down from under him. And there is going to be some sort of penalty called here as the referee is over at the penalty box indicating an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, I believe, on the UB bench.
It's on somebody. I mean, I know Elliott also took a pretty good whack at the player who took his legs out, and, we did get done saying that you don't want to let the aggression, but, I mean, when someone does that, I mean, it's almost like a reaction. Not defending it, but somebody's going to the power play to start the third period, and that could be a big chance at either keeping momentum or gaining some back, depending on who's going to the box.
We'll have to wait and see exactly what the late penalty call there was, though. It looked like the referee was pointing at the UB bench for that penalty. The only indication that I was certain of is that he made the technical move, the unsportsmanlike conduct call. So it's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the teams, and there will be an opportunity on the power play at the start of the period for either UB or Buff State. We'll kind of investigate that as we have a moment here before we head to our intermission break. But support for Buffalo State Club Hockey is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. 856-2872 or militello.com. Our coverage also brought to you by Ivy Leaf Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years. If you're traveling to Canada, PCR COVID tests are available at Ivy Lee with a quick 1-hour turnaround. Ivy Lee is at 2446 Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore or at ivyleepharmacy.com. This broadcast brought to you by Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make buying a car easy, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey also comes from the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, an advocate for Western New Yorkers with blue-collar roots. providing efficient and cost-effective representation from offices in Lockport and Geneseo. NarchisLaw.com. Also, support coming from Hurdle Parker Liquor Store. With everyday low prices on a great selection of wine and spirits, the Hurdle Parker Liquor Store on the corner of Hurdle and Parker in North Buffalo. And support also comes from Envious Gameware, the official uniform supplier of Buffalo State Club Hockey. Making high-end custom team uniforms, bags, and apparel. Find them online at enviousgameware.com. So we're going to take a break here for the second intermission. When we come back from intermission, Sean, who's going on the power play?
I just received word that it's going to be the Bulls going on the power play as the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was called on Ryan Hahn.
Okay, so it will be number 22, Ryan Hahn, taking the penalty there as play expired in the second period. So the Bulls get a big power play opportunity to start the third. They are down by a score of 5-2. They'll have the man advantage when we rejoin you for third period action. And we're back live at the Northtown Center at Amherst, getting ready for third period action between the UB Bulls and your Buffalo State Bengals. Bengals leading this one after 40 minutes by a score of 5-2, as the Bengals look to improve to 4-1 on the year as they face off against their crosstown rivals, the UB Bulls. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Find them online, militello.com. Coverage also supported by Ivy Leaf Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years. If you're traveling to Canada, PCR COVID tests are available at Ivy Lee with a quick 1-hour turnaround. Find them online, ivyleafpharmacy.com. This broadcast brought to you by Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right price at the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto, we love our town. And support comes from the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, an advocate for Western New Yorkers with blue-collar roots, providing efficient and cost-effective representation from offices in Lockport and Geneseo. Online, narchislaw.com. And supporters include the Hurdle Parker Liquor Store, with everyday low prices on a great selection of wine and spirits. The Hurdle Parker Liquor Store on the corner of Hurdle and Parker in North Buffalo. We're about set here for third period action between the UB Bulls and the Buffalo State Bengals. It is Buff State leading this one by a 5-2 score. Taking a quick look at the league scoreboard presented by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. A couple other UNYCHL games going on tonight. Niagara with a 7-0 win over Canisius. Later on, it will be Albany at Lemoyne. And meanwhile, a couple of games going on tomorrow. These UB Bulls, they play at Brockport. It will be Cornell at Albany and Fredonia at St. Bonaventure. Our scoreboard brought to you by Militello Realty. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, or retail property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Hello, my name's Aaron Elpern, joined by Sean McHugh for the call of this evening's game. Camera operator Jeff Jazarowski on hand as well, as we're getting ready for third period action between the Bulls and Bengals. And it is the Bengals with a 5-2 lead in this contest, Sean, but they'll have to kill off a penalty here at the start of the third period.
Absolutely, Aaron. And Ryan Hahn did unfortunately take a penalty at the end of the second period, right after UB did get a goal to get it to within 3. So this is an important penalty kill. I mean, the Bengals have a lead, do have a slight margin for error, but you definitely do not want UB to get any sort of momentum early in this period.
Bengals coming out quickly, putting some pressure on the penalty kill here in the first 15 seconds, trying to make things a little bit difficult for UB to get it out of their own zone. UB does manage to clear the zone. They get it out into center ice, and it's going to be Husser carrying it into the offensive end. Tries to feed a pass over to Tulo. Tulo gets away from Sardina, is looking for that wraparound attempt again, just feeds a pass in front, doesn't connect, and Sardina is able to clear it out into the neutral zone. Bulls quickly countering, though. Carrying it back in is Noah Braun. Braun had the most recent goal in this game for UB, making this a 5-2 score. Shot taken there from the point, right in on goal. A.J. White making the first save here of period number 3. And he holds on for a whistle with 19:15 remaining here in the third, 1:15 remaining in the penalty to Ryan Hahn.
Bengals fan, got some news for you as well. Our Yeti raffle is only a couple of weeks away. Be sure to show your support for Buffalo State Club Hockey by taking part in this fundraiser. First prize in the October raffle is a Yeti cooler, with the second prize being a $50 gift card to Bar Bill Tavern, with third prize being a $25 gift card to Bob and John's La Hacienda. Drawing is on October 29th. For more information is available on the team's social media pages, or contact your favorite player or coach.
Opportunity to support the Bengals here, as it is a completely self-funded organization. Relies on supporters, both sponsors as well as those supporting us during the fundraisers, to help pay the bills throughout the year. Be sure to take your opportunity to support Buffalo State College Club Hockey. Opportunity on the power play for the UB Bulls, as it was Husser trying to create that opportunity from a hard angle. Unable to get a shot in on goal, but an opportunity now. Fed out in front, save made by White. Second opportunity comes out, and he throws the blocker hand over it, keeping another shot from coming in on goal. A.J. White's been solid in this game so far, keeping the Bulls off the board here on this power play. 25 seconds now remaining in the penalty to Ryan Hahn.
Absolutely, and the Bulls are definitely not lacking in effort trying to get some momentum back in this game, but the best way to counter another team's momentum is with a goaltender. And A.J. White slammed the door shut already on this power play again, and he's got to kill 20 more seconds.
Bulls with possession of it. Clock not moving yet. Score operators right below us, a little bit slow on that clock as I had to throw a pen at them to help them along. As scramble for puck possession on the far wall. Bulls keeping possession of it, keeping it in the zone with Felser. Felser carrying it in up the far boards now, looking for a pass from the corner. Banks it off the boards. Adam Brennan trying to get him off the puck there as it's up against the Zamboni door. Bengals penalty expiring as Ryan Hahn rejoins the play. Shot attempt goes wide in behind the net now. Bulls still trying to set something up as a loose puck comes dangerously in front of the net. Player gets knocked down, still a scramble for it as bodies colliding, and now we have a mess of players in front of the net. And cooler heads quickly prevailing though, as it looked like something might spill out of control there. Did not. Actually, a couple of the players that were involved in that with their arms around each other in the mid slot. See if everybody gets up and is okay. Adam Brennan, A.J. White getting back to their feet. Seems that everybody is okay. Now it's a question of whether or not we have any penalties.
Looks like they got Hahn again for after the whistle. I think why nothing spilled over is I think every player involved in that realized that Adam Brennan was laying face down on top of A.J. White. And if anybody falls on top of either of them, we're looking at some injuries. But Ryan Hahn, so he takes another penalty. Bengals just had to work to kill it. He is their top penalty killer as well, and he's got to sit through another penalty kill. You really don't want to open the door for UB themselves. They don't need any help doing that, as they've proven over the years. They're a very capable team on their own. Self-inflicted wounds are not what you want to do right here. Coach Shevchuk is not crazy about the penalty, but having said either way, the Bengals have to kill another penalty almost immediately after they killed the first one.
Yeah, Hahn had only been out of the box for 12 seconds when he went right back into the box on that penalty. But the puck is sent down into the UB territory, and they'll have to go the full length of the ice to set up their power play. A little bit of pressure being put on by Joe Lotempio. And the Bulls have to regroup into their own zone. Player falls there in the high slot. And now finally the Bulls carry it through the neutral zone with Felser, but it's taken off of his stick by Guerrera. Guerrera with a great individual effort on the penalty kill, strips the player of the puck and then clears it, but it ends up deflecting up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the neutral zone with a minute 32 now remaining in the Ryan Hahn penalty.
Good job of penalty killing right there by Michael Guerrera as well. Not only did he keep his position because the Bulls were hitting the line with speed, he separates his man from the puck and then in one motion gets the puck himself and then tries to clear it. It looks like it hit a UB player in the shoulder, even in the head, or else that puck would have gone all the way down.
Great play again by Guerrera as he lays a hit on his man, forcing that loose puck, allowing the Bengals to clear the zone and get it all the way down into the UB territory. Now a little bit of difficulty getting out of their own end, but Tulo finally does manage to carry it across the blue line and into Buff State territory. Ridden hard into the boards by Ryan Kelly as the two still exchange a couple of words after the play. And another big hit by Guerrera on the far wall as he drills Husser. Then a hard shot there taken. Stepping in from the point was Braun. That one didn't look like it got all the way through and on goal, but the Bulls keeping the power play set up here. Braun has it in the slot, just can't get a whole lot on that shot. And it comes off into the corner. Now Tulo with it. Tulo with Hussey on him. Carries it out in front of the net. Spinning shot attempt there by Husser. Taken off of his stick and cleared all the way back down into UB territory by Michael Guerrera. 35 seconds now remaining in the UB power play.
Not much urgency by the Bulls being down 3 and on the power play right now. They're just casually gathering the puck and trying to set it up.
It allowed the Bengals to change, but an opportunity on transition. Tyree got in behind Brennan there. Just couldn't get that shot on goal. He was looking glove side high. Just missed that near post. And now we'll have a stoppage in play with a hand pass called. 19 seconds remaining in the UB power play. And the faceoff's going to come up in the neutral zone right in front of the Buff State bench.
Well, UB kind of fed me my words right there. I was just in the middle of talking about how passive they were there. And then all of a sudden, a rink-long pass almost ends up in a breakaway. Unfortunately for the Bulls, Tyree missed the short side by a good couple of feet.
Bengals winning the draw here with 16:02 remaining in the third period. Cross-ice pass and then sent all the way down into UB territory. UB now starting their breakout with 5 seconds on their power play. Loose puck here in the neutral zone, sent into the Buff State territory as the Bengals come back to full strength. Ryan Hahn heading toward the bench. Gallivan stepping off the bench and making a play on the puck. As it's sent back into Buff State territory, Adam Brennan slowing things down as the UB Bulls retreat to give them some room and try to clog the middle of the ice. Brennan just retreats.
They're just going to do that all game if they're going to just send one man in on the forecheck.
There's some yelling coming from the UB bench here.
They're doing it
Maybe
wrong.
they're trying to execute their forecheck a little bit differently. Now they have the puck with some numbers coming in 3-on-2. Vargas fakes the shot, drops a pass. Unable to get that shot off on the second opportunity, though. And now the Bengals come with speed in transition. Gallivan can't get around his man. That allows the Bulls to clear it through the neutral zone. Not connecting on that pass, though. And it's sent all the way back down into Buff State territory, and it's going to be icing on that play, as it seems that maybe a little bit of difficulty for the Bulls there at the end of that power play, and then back in 5-on-5. And we'll have a face-off for the Bengals coming up in the offensive zone.
Yeah, you usually set up a forecheck like that to protect the lead, not try to eliminate one. The Bengals are probably absolutely thrilled to see UB waiting for them to skate at them, because all the Bengals will do is just retreat back and milk this clock. So, and based on the reaction from the Bulls bench, I don't think that's what they really wanted to do. I think there was a little miscommunication there.
Loose puck created by the Bengals right at the blue line as they were employing a little bit more of an effective 1-2-2 as McFadden takes a big hit. And then Gosen rips a shot in on goal. Save made on the play by O'Donnell.
Good play.
As McFadden gets back to his skates, rejoins the play. Everyone appears to be in order, and we'll have a face-off in the Bulls zone with 14:34 left in the third period.
That's the second time today McFadden's taken a hit. Has then made a play, though, taking the hit, and then got up grinning right there. Him taking that hit led to a pretty solid scoring chance for the Bengals right there, and now they have an offensive zone faceoff as a result of it.
Puck comes out in the neutral zone. Ryan Hahn quickly on top of the puck. As it comes out into the center of the ice, McFadden trying to get a hold of that loose puck. It's sent into the Buff State zone. Going to be offsides, though, and the Bulls have to clear the zone before they can set up their forecheck. That allows Jeff Hyde to make a pass. That one hits the referee in the skate, and then ends up coming out in the neutral zone. It's going to be Hager. Hager carrying it into the offensive zone, drops a pass back to McFadden. Shot goes just wide as Hager set up McFadden there along the top of the circle. Shot taken from the far side by Ryan Hahn goes just wide, and then through the neutral zone, the UB Bulls come with it. It's going to be Reinhard feeding a pass in front. Shot taken on a bouncing puck. Just couldn't quite sit flat for the Bulls to set up something there, but they keep it in the offensive zone. Shot taken from the far point. Flutters wide, but the Bulls keeping possession. Backhand pass fed in front of the net. Loose puck. Both teams trying to find possession of it. Bulls coming out with it. Shot right in on goal. Second opportunity goes wide. Bengals trying to get it out here on the near side. McFadden with Hahn trying to do it there. Shot comes from the Bulls, though, as the Bengals struggling to get out of their zone at this moment. Hager, though, finally gets, Gosen there on the far wall. Can't get it past the defenseman, and the Bulls keep the pressure on as it comes all the way to the front of the net. A.J. White slows things down, covers it up, allows his team to make a much-needed change. And we'll have 5 new Bengals and 5 new Bulls coming out with 13-12 remaining here in period number 3.
Jeff Hyde stuck number 34, Zach Avellino, right to the wall, to the boards right there. There was really not much speed, but Hyde just kind of just threw his body weight into him, completely separated him from the puck, and then pinned him there where he couldn't move.
Faceoff is scrambled, and Brennan comes out with it, gets it all the way into the neutral zone where Cole Newman dumps it in. Some offensive pressure being put on by Zach Schultz on the far side. Here on the near side, though, it comes out to Brennan, and he keeps it in twice. Brennan then dumps it in behind the net, can't get it to Schultz. That gives the Bulls a chance to clear it out on the far side. But it's going to be Ryan Kelly getting possession in the neutral zone and feeding a D-to-D past Adam Brennan. Across to Schultz, and Schultz tries to get it up to Newman. Newman takes a hit, though, and the Bulls send it all the way back down into Buff State territory, where Ryan Kelly looks for that long stretch pass through the middle of the ice. Unable to connect, though, and the Bulls come in the other direction with 12:25 now remaining here in regulation. Just inside the Bulls zone, they don't connect on a pass through the neutral zone, and now Brennan has it in front of his net. Trying to get away from Dubinsky, manages to do so, but carries it dangerously in front of his own net, tracks it down on the far wall. Now looking to chip it out into the neutral zone, but he can't get it past the defenseman there. And John Skakich leaps up to keep it in play, but it ends up going into the Buff State bench. And that will force a stoppage in play and a face-off with 12:07 to go in third period play.
Bengals, once again, are not shying away from the physical play. UB's trying to use some speed, but also trying to bully their way in to try and get some dirty and greasy goals. Bengals aren't having any of it. They're just throwing the body right back at them. And the thing of it is, the Bengals are the bigger of the two teams here. So, I mean, playing physical probably is what they want to do right now with a 3-goal lead.
Puck in behind the Bengals net. Brennan feeds a pass that hits a partition in the boards and kind of comes out funny. Gallivan now with some speed into the offensive zone. Great move around his man. Shot right through the legs. Ben Gallivan with a highlight reel goal has made this a 6-2 game.
That was something right there, Aaron. It was a beautiful pass by Guerrera. Throws another one-touch saucer pass. Hits Ben Gallivan in stride through the neutral zone. Gallivan gets a wide base, puts the puck through the defenseman, walks in, and for what seems like the 80th time, really it's the third time, but still, where he gets the goaltender to open up like he's going to go bar down, and then he just slides it through the legs. That's a way to break a goalie, too, just to make him think you're going to try to make it look pretty and then just kind of slide it through him where his stick should be. But when you're guarding against the cool snapshot, that's there all day.
Ben Gallivan with a pretty goal has given his team a 4-goal lead. This period had kind of been a little bit kind of stuck in neutral with both teams trying to find something and get something going throughout this period. Bengals have taken a couple of penalties that hampered their momentum.
Yep.
And we're going to see a penalty coming up here again as Mike Guerrero tries to plead his case to the official.
Not going to work.
Anton Rupert also trying to make a case over here, but it's going to be a penalty coming up to number 3, Michael Guerrera. And the Bengals will be forced to kill off another penalty here with 11:35 now remaining in the third period of play.
I feel like that might have been let go earlier in this game. I definitely am not going to sit here and criticize the rest for calling. Guerrera definitely looked from where we were looking, he might have got him in the back. Definitely wasn't intentional by any means. Wasn't dirty. Looks like the Bulls player kind of shielded himself right before Guerrera got him, and then also it doesn't help when Guerrera sends the guy flying into the corner. But it's a 4-goal lead. You don't want to sit back, but I feel like that's a call that could go either way right there, Aaron.
Bengals trying to clear the puck out the near side. They have possession of it. Elliott Hunt gets it all the way down the ice. He almost had Joe Lotempio on a breakaway, but the bouncing puck just went over the blade of his stick. Unable to come up with it, but he was still able to get in there on the forecheck and kill off some more valuable time in this UB power play. Tulo through the neutral zone, taking a hit there. As stepping into that lane was Alex Hussey. Great play, great read of the ice as he knew that move coming from Matt Tulo, got right into that lane, kept him from getting any further. Now Elliott Hunt trying to create something shorthanded. Good hard snapshot. Blocker save made on the play by O'Donnell. Bengals doing a good job so far in the first 40 seconds of this penalty kill. Bulls with some numbers potentially through the neutral zone. Husser with it in the far corner. Takes a hard angle shot. That one goes through the crease. Able to find Tulo as he gets upended. Run into by a Bengal player right at the top of the circle. There's going to be a second Bengal penalty coming up here as the UB net is empty for the extra attacker. Comes into the zone, joins the play, and drops a pass back. Abbott setting it up here, feeds a pass across to Martyr. Martyr gets around his one man here. And the Bulls just content to have this two-man advantage instead of giving the puck away and having the longer 5-on-3. That shot's taken there by Martyr. Save made by White on the play, and eventually Joe Lotempio gains possession of it. Finally getting the touch on it, and that will cause the penalty call here, and the Bulls will have a two-man advantage for 44 seconds. Could have been more time with the 5-on-3, but they chose to set it up and play 6-on-4 there at the time with the delayed penalty.
Yeah, you would think that the
Elliott Hunt's being kicked out of this game here, as I'm not sure what this call is, honestly. It looked like the man made a move to avoid him at the last minute, got the worst of it. It's a penalty that you can easily make the call of. I don't understand why it's a 5, though.
He's saying knee on knee. Oh, I mean, that kneeing it's an offense you could throw somebody out of, but I didn't see that at all. I understand the logic behind, we're getting dangerously close to this one being called a blowout, and you really don't want to see bodies cascading to the ice right there. But at the same time, Aaron, we're playing hockey.
It's a penalty. I agree with the penalty call. The guy made a good move to avoid the check. Hunt ended up getting him low.
I don't think there was.
I think you can make a call, a 2-minute call at the most, though.
Give him 4 if you want.
I think 5 is an overcall on that, absolutely. But it's a great opportunity for the Bulls.
Oh, boy.
As they have the two-man advantage here for another 40 seconds, now setting it up in behind the net. Shot comes there quickly after the pass from behind the net, and it looks like that net has come off of the moorings again. And it's going to force another face-off in the offensive zone for the Bulls, as their goaltender Ryan O'Donnell just skated over to the bench to have a conversation with his coaching staff about whether or not they want to pull him to maybe go 6-on-3 here. We'll see whether or not they go for the strong multiple-man advantage here as this power play continues. Felser coming out with the loose puck there. Feeds a pass back to the point. He's got Skakage there. Skakage back to the midpoint to Braun. Braun back to Skakage. Cross-ice pass attempted. 2 men in the way of that one, though, and the Bengals send it the length of the ice to kill off some time in this 2-man penalty.
And this is where them holding the puck for that extra shot is going to hurt them because they're going to run out of time on the 5-on-3.
6 seconds now remaining in that first penalty to Guerrera, and he will hop out of the box and join the play. One of the Bengals' valuable penalty killers. Guerrera is out of the box. Now it is a 5-on-4 for 4 minutes and change, but the puck's behind the defender. Guerrera gets to it first, now on alone with a break. Guerrera rips that shot, looking to go top corner, just couldn't quite get it under the bar. Bulls now carrying it through the neutral zone. Felser with possession of it, tries to make a move. He's got 2 men on him, loses control of it briefly, but Braun maintains possession and feeds it back to the point to Skakage. Skakage tries to get a shot through traffic. Ryan Kelly making the block on that one. Bengals then clear it, but only to the point. Redirection shot there taken as it was fired from the point, then redirected late, but it went just wide of the far post. And the Bengals finding control of it, sending it the length of the ice all the way back down into Bulls territory, giving them a chance to make a change.
Great sequence there by the Bengals right there on this long penalty kill. UB never really got set up or threatened.
Bengals managed to execute a change there on their penalty kill as well, and they didn't get caught in it. The Bulls were trying to catch them in that change, but they didn't even get it into the Bengals zone.
Almost got hit with too many men.
Yep, that was. This seems to be a better penalty kill so far in this major part of the penalty kill for the Bengals than it is a power play for the Bulls. Joe Tempio putting a bunch of pressure on in the offensive zone. Killing a penalty
leadership.
200 feet from the net. Zach Schultz now getting in the way of a pass. Unable to maintain control of it. Now Tulo sets up the power play. Tulo making a move to avoid one man, feeding it down low. Tyree tries to jam it there from the side of the net, and then a shot taken from the dot. Save made by A.J. White, and one of the things that we see him do all the time, he will absorb that shot and make sure there's no second chance.
A.J. White is very good at just about everything, but his biggest strength, and it's one that a lot of people may not notice, when the puck hits him, it sticks to him. So those dirty rebounds, they're just not there with him, which is a lot of teams, like this UB team, a very gritty, tough team, they feast in the blue paint. A.J. White all but neutralizes that part of their game if they're trying to get pucks on net. The only way, he's just been outstanding again.
It's rare to see a rebound opportunity when you're playing against A.J. White. He's done a good job of that one tonight. Nice shot block there as that one was ripped from the point by Martyr. It hit Hyde on the way through and went wide. Bulls still setting up their power play here. Pass out in front of the net. Tulo with that opportunity. Pad save made by A.J. White. Quickly hopped up, back into position, ready for that next shot. 2 minutes now remaining in the major penalty to the Bengals. Bulls still setting it up here in the offensive zone. Shot taken, redirected. White stayed with it, made the stick save. Bengals unable to clear it, though, on that first attempt, but then able to get it out of the zone with Sardina as he got his helmet knocked off. Clears it the length of the ice. His helmet coming off prompted that whistle, and we'll have the stoppage in play with 1:50 remaining in the Bengals penalty, 7:09 remaining in the third period of play.
That's a shame, too, because Sardina had a step on the defender right there. He could have been gone. I guess it's positive because the camera got a look at that elite mustache he's got going right there, but I think we all would have rather seen the rush.
Yeah, face-off is going to be coming up in the Bengals territory. Thought it would be in the neutral zone there because that's where the puck was, but it will come up to the right of the goaltender, A.J. White. And the Bulls unable to maintain possession off the draw, and that gives the Bengals a chance one-on-one for Guerrera. Guerrera trying to step around his man, just works him physically and still maintains possession of the puck. Kills off some more time by feeding it back to his defenseman, Hussey.
If you spend money on a hockey stick, don't bother trying to stick lift Michael Guerrera because all that's going to happen is you're going to snap your stick in half, and he's still going to do what he wants right now. He is just – when Michael Guerrera decides he wants the puck, which is all the time, as he should, he's going to get the puck. And he is just working dudes physically. He's holding the puck. He's making passes. He has been – him and Ben Gallivan at forward have been incredible impact players today.
Bulls with possession of the puck through the neutral zone. Still with the power play. 1:06 remaining in the Bulls power play. It is a 5-minute major that they are on here As shot taken there from a tough angle, ripped in towards the net by Josh Abbott. It looked like it caught the stick of A.J. White, then went up and out of play. Referees saw the play in the same fashion as I did. The faceoff will be coming up inside the Bengals zone with 59 seconds remaining in the major penalty.
Yeah, and they're not out of the woods yet, but they have just penalty kill mastery so far right now. Just getting pucks out, collapsing, not allowing great scoring chances, and on top of that, I mean, they're getting offense out of it as well.
Bengals did. Every time the puck goes at that Zamboni door, it takes a funny bounce. You almost got to kind of just play it to expect a funny bounce at this point. Bengals with possession of the puck. Hard shot taken by Joe Lotempio. Dots the goaltender right in the helmet. O'Donnell checking his straps, making sure everything is working as the Bulls come back in the other direction. Soft backhand shot taken as it rolls in toward A.J. White. He falls on top of it, holds on for another whistle. Now 30 seconds remaining in the Bengals penalty and 5:49 remaining in the third period of play. It is a 6-2 Bengals lead.
We said this at the beginning of last season when we first got a look at A.J. White, that the one thing we noticed about him is how calm and poised he is in net, and that's the case as well today. I mean, UB is throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he's made all the saves he's supposed to make. He's not allowing second chances, and he's just playing it smart. He's just trying to cover the puck, keep the puck out of harm's way. He's been doing that all season.
Bulls still trying to create something here on their power play. Shot taken there seemed to handcuff A.J. White just a bit, but he did manage to recover and make the stop. Then there was a rebound opportunity. He stopped that one as well. Shutting the door here on this power play. Just 21 seconds now remaining in that major penalty to Elliott Hunt. 21 seconds away from the Bengals killing a string of power plays against them that they've faced here in this third period.
Absolutely, and A.J. White, I think he kicked a hole in the post right there when he stuck his skate out because A.J. was laying on his stomach just being spread out, and the Bulls took 2 or 3 whacks at his pad, and that thing didn't move. So just incredible rebound control by A.J. White right here, and now the Bengals are looking to create offense on a block shot.
Adam Brennan blocking that shot on the way through, carries
nice
it out of the zone himself. Now he makes the pass to the blue line to Cole Newman. His shot goes wide. Still inside the Bulls zone. Now just 3 seconds remaining in the Bengals penalty as they have killed off the major now, but the Bulls have possession of it inside the offensive zone. Spinning backhand pass as Noah Braun was looking to find somebody in front of the net. It ended up underneath A.J. White. Had to kind of reconnoiter himself there and find the puck and make sure he kept it out of the net. Did so. Ended up covering up. And with 5:12 now remaining in the third, faceoff will be coming up inside the offensive zone for UB.
I mean, shooting the puck while facing him hasn't worked at all, so it looks like the Bulls tried a little spinorama, and the thing is, I'm not even poking fun. That worked. I mean, that got to the front of the net, and that got to the dangerous area. AJ was able to pounce on that puck before anything could happen right there. That's a play you'll take all day if that puck just sits in the blue paint like that.
I think the intention was to find a shooter there in front of the net to make that pass to. Ended up going in a little bit different spot than the player intended, but a very dangerous area right there at the top of the crease. Good play by A.J. White to be on top of things there, what was going on.
Yeah, and when you're down 4, there's no wrong way to get the puck on net. So that's what we're seeing. That's what UB is looking to do right here. Just shoot and get to the net and try to get something. I mean, it starts with 1. They got to get it to 3 before they can get it tied.
Pass across at the blue line, and Ryan Kelly carries it through the neutral zone. Ships it on into the offensive zone. Backdoor pass made by Cole Newman as he looked to find Mark Hager on the backdoor. Hager just couldn't quite get that shot in on goal. Bengals keeping possession on here as Cole Newman ends up without his stick. Goes and retrieves it, though, as Hager feeds a pass back to the point. Brennan's shot hits a body, sitting there in front. Rebound shot, backhanded in by Cole Newman. What a great shot as Cole Newman took a swipe at that, got it in up under the bar. It's now 7-2 Bengals.
Cole Newman with the little celly, too, with the point. Yeah, he definitely did that on purpose. That was some really good hockey right there by the line of Hager, Ghosten, and now Cole Newman. They drop him on that line, and he puts one in. Bengals again, relentless pressure, shooting from the angles. Puck takes a bit of a bounce. The goaltender O'Donnell was in good position, but just like the first goal by Anton Rupert, puck is on its edge. Cole Newman, just kind of with a defenseman riding him, just kind of takes a chop at it, gets it airborne. Goaltender did everything right. The puck was, I mean, like they say, you can't stop a perfect shot.
Cole Newman picking up his 6th goal of the year, making this a 7-2 Bengals lead. And for the 3rd game in a row, the Buff State Bengals have scored 7 on their opponents. 4 minutes and 10 seconds now remaining in the third period as the Bengals hope to add to it. The Bulls, though, with a charge of their own. Husser taking that shot in on goal. Save made by White, and he steers it off to the corner. Ryan Hahn now looking to break it out himself as he shrugs off 2 different Bulls. Carries it into the neutral zone and dumps it in. Gallivan in after it as 2 Bulls come up with possession of the puck, and now looking to start the breakout is Bailey. Bailey with a couple men on him, can't connect on a breakout pass, and the Bengals keep it in the offensive zone. Rupert with it at the top of the circle, tries to get free, lets a shot go, but it hits a skate and goes into the far corner. Gallivan has it there, though, as the Bengals keep the pressure on. Shot from Hyde at the point, loose puck in front of the net, was rolling on Guerrera, and he tried to spin and fire a hard shot in on goal, but that rolling puck worked against the Bengals in this instance, and the shot went up and over the glass and out of play, and the faceoff will then should come out into the neutral zone with 3:34 remaining in the period.
Like, or at least that's what the linesman says.
I don't think they saw that correctly. The Bengals getting a little bit of a break for getting the offensive zone draw here, and enjoying a 7-2 lead as well.
Yeah, but the Bengals, just like Canisius, just like Alfred, they're not interested in slowing down. They're just going to send them, and they're going to try to put pucks on net. Looks like Coach Turner, Coach Shevchuk, and Coach Krebs are not at all about, losing momentum they built, and they're going to try and ride this out to the end.
If you look at the unofficial rankings that are currently out right now, no teams have played enough games to have an official national ranking right now. But if you look at the scoring, the points that are accumulated for strength of schedule and wins and otherwise, UB actually has the hardest strength of schedule of anyone in the UNYCHL right now, and they were ranked above Buff State coming into this game. I bet that little fact was known throughout the Buff State locker room, and that might be a reason why they still have their foot on the gas pedal with a 7-2 lead and 3 minutes and change still remaining.
Absolutely. Looks like it throws an extra sprinkle on what's already a rivalry. Hit him.
Breakaway pass, trying to find Joe Lotempio as the clock is stuck on 3:13. The scorekeepers have not started the play. A little bit late there. They finally get to it. There's going to be a penalty coming up, as it looks like we have another frustration penalty being taken by the UB Bulls behind the play, as they had possession of it, carrying it out of their own zone, but they take a penalty on the play, and the Bengals are going to get another chance with the power play as Cody Felser taking that penalty, giving the Bengals the chance on the man advantage.
Definitely a frustration penalty, and the reason I know it is because Cody Felser didn't even look at the ref. He kind of just skated off and went to the box, and the Bengals are heading back to the power play. It's been that kind of night for the Bulls. I mean, they played hard. They brought the effort tonight, but the Bengals brought a bigger team, and they got the goals, and it's got to be frustrating to play against them right now.
Bengals setting up their power play in the offensive zone. Back to the point to Gallivan. Gallivan at the far point, playing catch with Rupert. Rupert then feeds it down low to Sardina. Back out to the point to Gallivan, looking for that shooting lane, fires it in on goal. Save made the first time, rebound opportunity. Sardina fired that one in on net, but O'Donnell made that stop as well and holds on for a whistle. 2:44 now remaining in third period play, 1:38 remaining in the Bulls penalty. And our coverage is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Bengals still keeping it in on the power play here. Minute 28 left in the man advantage, as behind the net it's Joe Lotempio finding a loose puck. Tries to feed a pass back to the point, but it's right in between the 2-point man, Guerrera and Gallivan. And Ben Gallivan has to go back into his own zone for it. Gallivan through the neutral zone, dances around a couple of different players and gets it into the offensive end. Sardina unable to keep it in there, though, as it looked like it just came across the blue line when he knocked it out of the air and tried to keep that play moving. So we'll have an offsides call and a face-off coming up right below our broadcast position with 1:07 to go in the Bengals power play and 2:14 remaining in regulation.
Yeah, Ben Gallivan not afraid to show those hands off again. He was maybe 6 inches too far on a push-through to do the same move he did, but to 2 defenders instead of 1 this time. Good to see the Bengals again. Like you said, the rankings and the rivalry that's already been built, Bengals are probably looking to get UB back for how because not long ago, UB was the script was flipped. I apologize.
UB was the dominating team last time these two teams met on this ice surface. The last time they played was over on the Olympic rink here at Northtown. But the last time they played here at the feature rink was almost exactly 2 years ago, and it was an 8-3 beatdown by the UB Bulls. So I know that there are a lot of players in orange and black tonight that are looking to gain some revenge for that game, and also just looking to send a message to UB and to the rest of the league.
Absolutely. They've done a great job of it today as well. They've been getting the chances. They've been, their routine. I mean, they played Alfred. They are playing the Bulls. They're playing teams like Canisius, and they've got tough teams on their schedule coming up as well. UB's taking care of business after they had a disappointing home opener, and they're taking it to their opponents.
Hard slap shot taken by Ryan Kelly. That one hits a body and doesn't get through as the Bulls penalty expires. But the Bengals keeping it into the offensive zone with Cole Newman feeding it to Alex Gosen. Back to the point. Rebound, shot taken as Schultz was trying to dig in there for that loose puck. Looked like a nice redirection play was set up there as Ryan Hahn fired that shot from the point. Schultz deflected it in on net, looking for that rebound chance. Unable to find it, though. Another good opportunity created by these Bengals as they have been solid from start to finish in this game, Sean.
Absolutely. Nothing to complain about. Maybe a few penalties late in the second, early in the third. That can be worked out, and you're going to need it to be worked out as well. Having said that, offensively, outstanding. Defensively, they've been responsible. They've been physical. Goaltending, we're getting the same thing we got for most of AJ White last year: consistency, poise, and the big save when they need it. You gotta love what these Bengals are doing right now. They wanted to move up to Tier 1. They got their wish, and they wanted to belong. Hager stands up there after taking a hit. The freshman.
Yeah, Hager took a hit there right in the slot. Quickly popped back up to his skates. And 25 seconds now remaining here in third period action as the Bulls try to create some last opportunities here. Puck in behind the net, two players from each side trying to find possession of it. Hyde now tangled up with his man in behind the net. Lays a couple of pops on him as the two separate. No penalties coming out of it as they still get tangled up in front. Finally going to get a call on that as it was Ian Moran tangled up with Hyde in front. I thought he was going to call Hyde for the initial shot in behind the net. Didn't, though, is when they got engaged again in front of the net that it looked like Moran ended up taking the penalty. 6.7 seconds now remaining here in third period action as Moran is escorted to the penalty box, as there will be a cross-checking call made. And for some reason the referee's skating down into the Bengals zone to drop the puck, but it should be back down into UB territory as it was a UB penalty taken, and the last 6 seconds and change here will be played with a Bengal power play.
What are the odds the Bengals try to set up a shot play right here? Just because it'd be great. Oh, they are. Oh yeah, they got Hager on the. They tried to win it forward.
Comes back to the point to Hyde. Hyde tries to feed it along. He gets it to McFadden as time expires here in this contest, but it was an emphatic victory for the Buff State Bengals. 7-2 over their crosstown rivals, the UB Bulls. It's now 3 wins in a row over UB for Buff State, and they look to carry that momentum into tomorrow's game as they have another divisional matchup with Penn State Barron College. It is a home game, 7 p.m. at the Buffalo State Ice Arena. The Buff State Bengals and the Penn State Barron College Lions tomorrow at 7 from the Buffalo State Ice Arena. You can join us there live in person or join us right here on YouTube for live coverage online. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey is brought to you by Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make buying a car easy, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. Our coverage also brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. 856-2872 or militello.com. This broadcast has also been brought to you by Ivy Lee Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years. If you're traveling to Canada, PCR COVID tests are available at Ivy Lee with a quick 1-hour turnaround. Ivy Lee is at 2446 Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore or at ivyleepharmacy.com. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey also comes from the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, an advocate for Western New Yorkers with blue-collar roots, providing efficient and cost-effective representation from offices in Lockport and Geneseo. Online, narchislaw.com. Also support coming from the Hurdle Parker Liquor Store, with everyday low prices on a great selection of wines and spirits. The Hurdle Parker Liquor Store on the corner of Hurdle and Parker in North Buffalo. And supporters include Envious Gameware, the official uniform supplier of Buffalo State Club Hockey, making high-end custom team uniforms, bags, and apparel Find them online at enviousgameware.com. So that should have just about wrapped things up here from the Northtown Center at Amherst. It was a convincing 7-2 win for the Buffalo State Bengals. It was a little bit closer game through one period of play, as it was just a 2-1 game. The Bengals getting that second goal late in the first period of play, but it was the second period that Buff State really blew things open in this one.
Absolutely. UB came out with a strategy to try and clog the neutral zone to eliminate the Bengals' speed. They quickly got away from that as it wasn't working. But once the Bengals found their groove in this game, they were doing pretty much what they wanted when they wanted to. They were controlling the puck. They were getting the shots they wanted. They were shooting from everywhere, and even defensively, when UB would hit the line with speed, and they did it very well today. That's one thing we will say about the UB. They were able to gain the zone, but then once they did that, the back checkers and the defensemen were all over them. Really good effort start to finish by the Bengals. They played well in all three facets of the game. Power play, penalty kill, special teams, got contributions from the forwards, the defensemen, got the goaltending we've grown accustomed to from A.J. White. Just a really great performance start to finish, and you got to think a win like this over a team like UB with the history, especially some of the bad blood that started this rivalry, coming out of here up 7-2, and now beating these Bulls again for now the third time in a row dating back to last season's got to be some vindication for the Bulls.
The third game in a row that the Bengals have scored 7 goals. They had a 7-2 win over Alfred, a 7-0 win over Canisius last week, and now this 7-2 win over the University of Buffalo Bulls, the defending UNY CHL champions. Bengals getting a nice feather in their cap here tonight. A very nice win to help things along as they move to 4-1 on the season. Still 2-0 in divisional play, another divisional game coming up tomorrow. It is a 7 p.m. start against the Penn State Barron College Lions. Be sure to join us in person or online for live streaming of that game. Also, be sure to remember that the Buffalo State Club Hockey Meat Raffle is back this year. Be sure to take part in this great fundraiser to support the team. It's coming up in December, on December 11th at 4 p.m. at the Eden VFW. Chance to stock the freezer for the holidays and support Buffalo State Club Hockey at the same time. Find more information about this great event on any of the Buffalo State Club Hockey social media sections, as there's plenty of information to be found there about this year's meat raffle. Also, be sure to take part in our Yeti raffle. That's the October fundraiser for Buffalo State Club Hockey. And first prize in this October raffle is a Yeti cooler. Second prize, a $50 gift card to Bar Bill. Third prize is a $25 gift card to Bob and John's. Drawing for this prize is October 29th. So still got a couple of weeks left to get your tickets for the Yeti raffle. More information also can be found on the team's social media pages, or you can contact your favorite player or coaching staff member directly for more information about the Bengals Yeti raffle, which is coming up on October 29th. Also, you have a chance to become a sponsor of Buffalo State College Club Hockey. Remember, the team is entirely self-funded, so support from our sponsors goes a long way toward helping pay for the costs that add up over the course of the year. For more information, send an email to the team, bscclubhockey@gmail.com. Again, that email address, bscclubhockey@gmail.com. Taking one last look at the league scoreboard presented by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. In other UNY CHL game action tonight, it was Niagara beating Canisius 7-0. Lemoyne and Albany underway right now. No score update from that one as of yet. Tomorrow in action, it will be Fredonia at St. Bonaventure. That's a UNY CHL West Divisional game that we'll definitely be keeping an eye on tomorrow. Check in during our broadcast for updates from that game. The UB Bulls are in action again tomorrow. They travel to Brockport for a divisional game. Also, Cornell and Albany squaring off in the Great Danes home opener, that also taking place tomorrow. And we'll be sure to bring you plenty of updates on scores throughout tomorrow night's broadcast. Be sure to join us at 7 p.m. for face-off between the Buffalo State Bengals and the Penn State Barron College Lions. That should do it from the Northtown Center at Amherst. For Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jezorowski, I'm Aaron Elpern. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.